band. Charge
to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moreover, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Fonjama, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat keep on grudging at my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba. What I want? This one you back today.
Spoon TV.
This one you back today.
Spoon TV. Spoon
Ba-da-ba-di-da-di-da. Skiddy-dee-dee-dee-da-ba-do.
Spoon TV. Spoon entertainment.
Go to there. Go to there.
To the spoon to
Yes,
get your
I
information.
do.
To the spoon to be
Yes, I do.
Spoon television.
Yes, I do.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moreover, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Fonjama, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat keep on grudging at my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. yeah, Tuto Spoon. What, yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, 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 kilibamba. What I want? Yes, I do back today.
School TV. School.
Yes, I do back today.
School. School TV.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South Band. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children cry for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Vanjama, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepa, gradually, my brother, to spoon. You got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. What, yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, 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 kilibamba. What I want? Yes, I do back today.
School TV. School.
Yes, I do back today.
School TV. School.
Ba-da-ba-de-ba-de-ba. Skiddy-biddy-biddy-da-ba-do.
School TV. School entertainment. To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
And your boy, Friday the South Band. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children cry for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Funjama, Maryland to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat keep on gradually, my brother to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio to spoon. Yeah, to spoon.
A special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South Bend. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Funjama, Maryland to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat keep on gradually, my brother to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today?
Spoon TV.
Yes, what you got today?
Spoon TV. Spoon Spoon entertainment.
Go
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
The CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South Bend. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon.
Well, folks, welcome to another edition of the program Spoon Talk, live on your radio, also live online on Spoon TV Live. We are also on Fabric TV Live, and we'll bring the show to you also on Spoon Talk Live and Spoon Talk Live also on YouTube. And we are also live on Fabric 101.1 FM, Super 95.5, and Spoon 107.5 FM. My name is Aaron Kuba, and I'm your sound coordinator for tonight's edition of the program. And it's great to be on this radio tonight, back here, along with James Good Flomo. James and I are going to coordinate this edition of the program, and it promises to be fascinating as usual. Let me say, welcome to James.
Uh, Good evening, Aaron, and good evening, Liberia. How do you do, bro? I'm okay. God morning, man.
Yes, for me, I'm okay. I'm okay. God is always there to protect us. That's a confidence there that He has with us. That always there. Once we call on His name, He'll be there to answer us. And so once we wake up in the morning and tell Him thank you and ask Him for protection, He's always with us until the end of the entire day.
All right, that's good. Uh, we are here waiting the team to arrive, and the CEO is still celebrating the boss lady's birthday, and he's expected to be off for the entire week. We hope to see him on Sunday, that is next week or Monday. So, Mr. Tomerlin or Chief Doctor Tomerlin, Dr. Richardson, Dr. P. Valley, and Honorable Kev Hassan, along with Minister Eugene Fagon, they all will be here to continue doing what they do at their best. So as we speak, the CEO still celebrating, and today's he talking about messaging. We are celebrating the boss did it. I said, okay, sir, we here. So let's be here while we await the team to arrive. And again, happy belated birthday to our boss lady. And we hope you are having a very beautiful celebration where you are. So, Aaron, what are some of the trending happenings while we are waiting the team to arrive?
Yes, James. Before I go to the trending, let me also uh, say happy belated birthday to our boss lady. And I love the fact that the CEO is taking time off, uh, to celebrate along with our boss lady. It's great. It's always good to give,
Yeah.
yeah, a special person a special time. Yeah. So the trending news, the biggest right now, though not something to celebrate, is the shaming of the vice president, booing her on the main
Good evening,
campus of
Honorable
the University of
Honorable
Liberia.
Chief Dr. Tomali.
Hey, good day, what's up? How's everything, man?
We have good morning, us. Yeah, Aaron, continue.
Yeah, so the vice president was booed today on the main campus of the University of Liberia. She actually went there in commemoration of it actually is the launch of the undergraduate program of the aquaculture and fisheries department at the university, in collaboration with the World Bank and the National Aquaculture and Fishery and Aquaculture Authority. That launch took place today, officially opening a department to offer a bachelor's to Liberian students who are desirous of you know uh, obtaining undergraduate degree in fisheries and aquaculture. And so right after that program, some students, particularly members of the Student Unification Party, surrounded the pilot vehicle of the vice president and started chanting booing her. You know, when they were asked, they said because this vice president at the time, she was first lady, did not advise her husband in 2002 when there was reported that some, personnel the Taylor's government went on the campus and beat up students. They claimed that she did not advise her husband, and they are also claiming that Madam Joao Taylor, being part of the CDC-led government, is part of the entire scenario that happened last year. You were here, James, July 26th, when a member of our soup and also a student of the university was mercilessly beaten by some uh, members or supporters of the ruling coalition for democratic change. And so they're blaming her for that, and they chanted, anti-government slogans alleging of corruption and other issues. And so the vice president was booed on today. That's one of the trending news. Um, the next trending news here is that we've been carrying on this Western cluster news, Western cluster information, especially as it relates to bombing. It has been something that has been going around that Western cluster, wants to take away the iron ore from the county without carrying out development. They released a statement today claiming that they spent millions of dollars in the county, and besides, they're not going anywhere. They remain in the county and they remain on course with the development in line with the MDA. They mentioned that they've built two bridges and paid taxes to government since they came into the country about 11 years ago now. They've been in the country, though they left for some time due to the outbreak of the Ebola. But they've been contributing to government, paying their taxes, and they remain, committed to ensuring that the jobs are provided for bombing citizens, and they are not going anywhere. Um, so those are just some of the trending news, but there are lots of things that are happening here. We know that Minister Samuel Twe, along with the Minister of Mines and Energy and other actors in the mining sectors are expected to appear before the Liberian Senate on tomorrow about noon. They are to speak on issues surrounding the scene, issue about Western Cluster and every issues relating to the mining sector. As you know, when senators return to the Senate, they ask them to explain about some of those issues. The Senate leadership asked them to explain about some of the issues they encounter in their various districts and counties. And one of those things that they inherited was the issue of illegal mining going on in many parts of the country. Most of them talk about that. And so the Minister of Mines, the Minister of Finance, and other actors will appear tomorrow to actually talk about what exactly is the government doing about that? Why do we have strange individuals all in the feral butchers mounting in the country illegally? So Minister Samuel Tua will appear, but why he's appearing, there is an issue from the the bomb that's Grand Cape County Senator Vanny Sherman, who was rating the Liberian Senate plenary calling for an audit of the Social Development Fund. According to him, there have been several social development funds given to counties through the government, but the government, specifically the Ministry of Finance, has repeatedly failed to remit those money to the counties. And so, in calling for an investigation into that entire money of all of the counties that have not received their monies from the inception of this government, that's from 2018 up to 2022. So he wants that to be investigated, and also new appropriation be made in the 2023 budget. Minister Samuel Toy will be quizzed on that issue too as well.
Okay. Thank you. Honorable Tomole, over to you.
Guys, welcome. Aaron, good day. Welcome. Also to our viewers, welcome again to another edition of Spoon Talk. Uh, Today has been another interesting day in our country, and uh, we heard the issue about the vice president. She went to launch the forestry program at the University of Liberia and
Fisheries.
the fisheries program, right? Yeah, at the University of Liberia, which will be a bachelor's level a program, right?
Yes.
And I mean, it was. I saw the program. The program was held though, and she attended the program. It was when she was leaving, and the incident occurred. Or what? What happened?
Yes, that's when she was leaving. The program was peaceful. And they were already doing benediction, when she got outside, and that was how her entire pilot vehicle, the first vehicle always in front of the vice president convoy. That vehicle was sandwiched. The video is around.
Oh yeah. But
Yeah, and the guy started chanting.
you in touch with anybody? You like who led this verbal attack on the VP? Who are behind it? Was it a cross section or student or also or what? I mean, like who led it? Who was it? Who were in the forefront?
The student unification party
Okay.
is mostly involved with those things. And now, prior to that happening, we saw them, gathering under the political powerhouse. And many of the guys who were doing that were wearing the khaki that they usually wear. So though they've not officially claimed responsibility for what took place, but we saw many of their, members there with khaki when they were booing the vice president.
Kev, welcome to the program. Welcome. Good to have you back with us.
Yeah,
Um, but I would like to speak to somebody from the soup. If you get in contact with any of them, we can just maybe find out for them what went wrong and so forth. But if you can make contact with them, we'll be happy. But
I, I would do that definitely. I would do that.
okay. And also I know there's an issue going on about the MDR and the ruling establishment. They are still in discussion. I'm hearing. And I heard that it will be reaching to they're almost reaching to some agreement. I don't know, but I missed a call from the senator. I got to call him back on the show. And also, tomorrow we'll have as our special guest, Senator Jeremiah Kuhn will be our guest tomorrow. We appearing on Spoon tomorrow as our special guest, so we can dig deeper and find out what's going on, or all of these discussions going on. And the issue about the consulate in Georgia and Minnesota, people are getting concerned that they are directing them to go Washington, D.C. for visas and passport issues. And the speculations went around that they consider it as an attempt to stop them from getting the vote, register the vote, or whatever the case. But I don't want to give it credence. So I pray we can get to somebody in the government to give some clarity on it. So at least we can know where we're standing with that. And besides that, also there's issue about tomorrow we are ruling in the case with the LACC. The LACC boss and Councilor Evan Martin, they took the government to court. And concerning, they felt it was illegal to dissolve the LACC. I mean, not dissolve, but to amend the act that created them when they were honored. They are all tenured officials, tenured positions that they were holding, and for them to reapply. So they felt that it wasn't a fair thing. So they decided to go to court. So tomorrow, this full bench of the Supreme Court should be issuing the ruling, coming out with the ruling. So we look forward to hearing what will happen tomorrow. They will try to discuss that a little bit too. And I'm getting information about the FDA, that the European Union and the U.S. government they're calling for the FDA to remove the FDA laws to be removed. I heard that he has spoken to the president about it. But I talked to the FDA board briefly, and he's dismissed it. He said the Supreme Court get a ruling that wherever the timber in question could be sold. He can sell the timber in question. It wasn't illegal. But we'll also dig into it too and find out what's going on too. Besides that, maybe I will just start first. We can welcome some of our viewers, and then Kev, you can give your intro and good day until somebody can hang with us. But in the meantime, Kev, you
I
have
have
any?
I have two updates.
Okay, go ahead.
Basically, one is from Bomi County. I got confirmed information from there that six people were investigated for connection into ritualistic killing. I'm told they killed a 2-year-old child and extracted body part, and the police arrested six of them. Those who are linked with it, two females and four males. And in Bombing, that is in Margibi County, another 40 years old plus woman was arrested for trying to sell her stepson. And when she was asked, I'm told uh, she informed the police that she was about to sell her stepson because her boyfriend mismanaged about 10,000 United States dollars that she invested in a power cell business where the man promised to marry her. And after the mismanagement of the 10,000, he then told her that he has no interest in the planned marriage, so he was walking away, and that was what prompted her to negotiate the selling of the 7-year-old boy in order to get back into business. So the police was able to arrest her while making negotiations in Kakata. But she's from Johnsonville.
Wow. Well, which hope we get time to touch on all of these stories. It's an important story, especially involving human lives. So we got to talk about it. But Kev, you can get
29 years. Okay, 29 years. So I think I missed the age, 29.
Yeah, you got anything to add before we can call our viewers and then we start the program?
Well, on that issue, I saw it, but I was kind of busy today. I didn't pay too much attention, but I saw it. Yeah, on that issue. So basically, I didn't pay too much attention on it.
Okay, let's welcome some of our viewers and then we can start to get the program rolling. Melvin Deshield, I want to welcome you. David G. Johnson, Samuel Johnson, Nathaniel Williams, Ansu Salif, Kolik Pator, A.B. Diallo, Jack Merch, Anthony Tomin, Sambola Page, Vivian Doru Ado, Jerry Dogley, David G. Johnson, Waba Maluba, Dennis S.K. Kikep, Yaya Kamara, Achimo Fredericks, my friend and brother, David G. Johnson, the great Michael T. Bito, Jack McKay, yes, Na Gordon, my man from our Trenton, Otama, Na Gordon, Mama Sony, Hawa May Totiman, Joe B. Sumo, the great Joe B. Sumo. Oh, that's a great guy, my buddy there. Geru M. Roberts, Fatih Serks, Gifty Washington, Kalon Zai, Fatih Serks, Khan Adolphus, Roslyn Moba, Otaka Kau. Kev, you're talking about give some shout out now. Kou Kamen Kalo, Yvette Dengen, Johansson F. Wia, Nakita Wia Roberts, Franklin Yaba, John Cottu-Wright, guys, okay, Smith Dawia in Charlotte, North Carolina, my brother. Isaac Abari Nico, my Firestone brother in Minnesota. Joanne Tilo, Sarafina May Wallow, Kula S. Johnson, Leona Hunter. Yeah, I've been seeing her. She posting her son a few days. She's been featuring her son. They look almost like brother and sister. George B. Flomo. And also got the Senator Edwin Melvin Snow Jr. I think that guy is in Abuja. They're going to cover the Nigerian elections. That boy enjoying ECOWAS. Only the ECOWAS has ever in the Nigerian elections. Pauline Colleen Kiegon. And you name it, man. All you guys, welcome to Spoon Talk, and we look forward to having an interesting show tonight. Stay tuned, and we get the ball rolling. I also see my son's Auntie Precious Valentine in Georgia, and so forth. Tina Mana in Texas. Well, welcome everybody, and let's get started. Want to start with that video of the. Go ahead, Aaron. You want something to say?
Yeah, so I have the guys already ready. The Secretary General of the Student Unification Party.
Okay, keep it.
He's, he's
Hang in
ready.
there. We'll play the video first, and then we can get it going. So
Okay.
you can put the video on the video of the vice president today at the University of Liberia campus.
Okay. I think we can talk to him. I never expected it. I don't have it, but I'm bringing it on. In a few minutes, I'll get it ready.
So he's on the line, right, Aaron?
He was on. Let me try to get him back. He was on.
Wait, just tell him to stand by. Let me play the video, then we can ask him questions from the video, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we can continue. When I get a video, I'll let you know.
Erasmus Zogbe, you my friend too. I call your name Archie Seaton. I call your names. You don't say you're my friend too now. I'm because you're giving me a hard time. My own cousin Toga T. Dawkins Richards in Minnesota. Tanun Jala, Charles Collins, my brother from Dusa in Liberia. Beatrice Jones, Louis Yankwe, Melian Swa. But anyway, guys, we're starting off. Alex here, my CDC brother. But anyway, guys, today the vice president she was at the University of Liberia to launch the fishery program, the bachelor program in fishery, and we saw the video today where as she was leaving the campus, she was being booed and people were chanting shouts some words at her and so forth. And we're concerned that why they had to treat it boo her for what, So want to know what happened. So we but Jane, the video ready? Okay, but so first of all, Kev, let me start with you. I mean, what are your thoughts about that video when you saw the video? What came to your mind?
Well, student exercising the student rights and say what they want to say doesn't mean what it's saying is factual. It doesn't mean. I just think they should focus more on the schoolwork, focus more trying to graduate than trying to be that militant all the time. You calling the vice president rule for what? She stole anything from the university. I think they should they should focus on the schoolwork, man. You don't have to be a militant in everything and just disturbing and just coming out and doing it. Man. Come on, man. They should focus. They should focus on the work. Everybody go there. You just want to oppose, want to put things. Sometimes there's I don't know, man. Sometimes I even make no sense what they're doing. Roll. For what? Roll for what? Maybe they will come and answer the question. Roll for what? Doesn't make no sense, man. Well, students it should be a cause. It got to be it's something. It got to be something that you're fighting for. But you just they're hacking all over. Just attack. What about engaging the vice president intellectually? What about engaging her? What about inviting her to a town hall meeting as a student, and you engage her intellectually, and you attack her intellectually, but you just passing around getting and they're yelling, roll, what? Come on, man. Focus on your education.
Yeah, But Kev, let me come back to you, Kev. It's similar thing happened to the finance minister the last time he was on the campus. He did similar thing to Minister Tue. He went to a program and did the same thing. But so what do you think going on? Why would it be booing officials of government? And especially so the president provided free public free tuition at the University of Liberia. He also, in fact, listening to a program on one of our sister program run by Glendy Jr. and the guy called Vivian C. Jones. He has an IT company in Liberia, and they said that the university campus is all digitized and so forth. Students can stay anywhere from anywhere in the world now and register their courses online and so forth to attend LU and so forth. With all of that, so why do you think they will still be booing when they're not paying school fees and they have internet connectivity? I mean, onshore through the campus. Why do you think they'll be doing such a thing to the finance minister and then to the vice president?
But that's my case I'm making. I think the Sioux boys are belittling the University of Liberia internationally to all other country and looking at them just belittling the prestigious place. You get the finance minister and the former minister of state going there to see what's wrong. You know, at that time they went there to check and see the campus because they were complaining of some damage or other things. So they went there to see how they can build. And when you watch that video, you see the yellow machine there on campus fixing the road, fixing it, and then you're attacking. So, and you said it right. The place improving. You can register online everywhere in the world now. But you still yelling? I think most of those boys are just trying to disgrace the university. You have to have a cause. You have to attack your leaders there intellectually. You sit down, call them. The vice president was there. You have your student union president. You have your SUP president. You send letter and say, Madam Vice President, we want to speak to you. You know how strong that will be when you're talking to the vice president, when you're talking to the minister. Attack them intellectually. Call town conference and your talk, your town hall meeting. That's what you should do as a student. When you're passing around yelling roll and this and that, they're disgracing the university. That's a disgrace. You can be doing that. Come on, man.
James, you got a video ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I play the video, then Aaron can we'll call the guy from also to talk about
Hello. Yeah? I told the kid, but I follow get it. I follow.
Wow.
Look at that, Tommy. Look what you're saying. You Tommy, you have students who's supposed to be they are university students who's supposed to and engage the government. Let me tell you, back then, Tommy, you know when LU students then used to demonstrate, you used to see what you saw intellectuals then, you saw power and voices. And it was a cause. It was something. It was something back then. Tommy, you know what I'm talking about. It was something. You have brains. But you see a bunch of guys just get ready and they're kind of say, roll for a while. What do we want to steal from you?
So
come on, man.
So now the guy from us from SUP, right? Who led his booing today. We want to Aaron, he's on the line now.
Let me get him back on.
What led to this But back, the University of Liberia, they always say that one of the things I learned from the LU, they always say that is a microcosm.
Oh, now, Jusu, are
Yeah.
you there?
Yeah, what's his name?
Jusu Kamara.
Good evening, Jusu Kamara. How are you today?
Hello.
Jusu, you are live on the radio.
How are you, Jusu?
Hello.
Okay, let me do it this way. Apparently, he's not hearing. Jusu?
Aaron, get an earpiece from your ear and put it to the phone. He will be able to get Tomorrow.
Okay, let me
Take
do
the
it.
earpiece from your ear and put it on the phone.
Okay.
And increase the sound of it.
Okay.
Yeah, Juicy he'll be able to get Tomorrow now.
Juicy, how are you getting?
Yeah, I'm getting you clearly.
Okay. Hi, Jusu Kamara. Good evening. How are you today?
I'm fine, well, and thank you for this opportunity. I want to use this medium to say greetings to the Liberian people, greetings to the militants of SOUP, and greetings to the most powerful man on the University Campus 6, in the chairperson of the student community.
Yes. Good to have you. You're on Spoon Talk Live, and Liberians in Liberia and around the world listen to you. Today we just watched a video where the Vice President of the Republic, she had gone on your campus to launch the fishery program at the University of Liberia. And then on her way out, we saw a video where you guys were chanting, calling her rogue and booing her. I mean, what led to that? What was the reason?
We first like to extol the resilience of the university students who are conscious of the fight that since it's down of the 70s of the today's date. The university has been that barometer of consciousness building. The university has been that epicenter of consciousness building. And the university has been that microcosm with the sole responsibility of preparing young people for leadership. And that branch of the university campus, precisely the main campus, is a hallowed and sacred ground that does not give rights to people with a deplorable character who have had this history of participating in the backwardness of our country, who have had the history of participating in the commission of mayhem and atrocity against the mass of the Liberian people. So today, like it has been done in time and more in history, university students rallied themselves upon the arrival of the vice president of the Republic of Liberia on the university campus, who are going to attend to an invitation extended our office for to launch the issue of fishery and aquaculture program of one of the administrators on the university campus. And given the way they experienced leadership in this country for the last 5 to 6 years, even now the university has been in the purple status in that as a room. The university lacks facility. University students have access to internet, and those who sit at the helm of power have not been able to do sufficiently well in terms of solving these problems. The university students got very disgruntled. They got very angry, and they decided to take a stance which was a revolutionary definition against the vice president. And we want to say here, categorically, we support and we extol the revolutionary tenacity and fortitude of the students of the University of Liberia who were part and parcel of that initiative. It was revolutionary, and we also support them. We got no regret. That is Madame who advised us to commit atrocity and mayhem against our people during the civil classics. This Madame who has been at the epicenter of the destruction of the Liberian society was born, named, and shaped because, mind you, the university students are conscious people that go to school to acquire teaching the two real history. The two real history and understand those who are part and parcel of the degeneration of this called Liberia. You know who were part and parcel of the destruction of this society called Liberia. They know who are responsible for the backwardness of that university, and they know who are responsible for keeping the mass of the Liberian people in leisure in a state of statics in this country, whether it's in poverty, whether it's in deplorable living conditions, and know who are responsible as the students are not wrong in history, never in history have the students been wrong. So we extort the revolutionary actions to be taken against the vice president. Mind you, this man is not the president who backs in arrogance and passes around here as one of the most educated presidents in our country. There's an issue of fake credential, controversy that ends over. Things that she has not been able to make clarification, or office has not been able to make clarification as regards to these issues and what have you. So university students in the revolutionary postgrad decided to ask questions. And if you take that question, asking passes to be a one, and that they not have representation of university students, and how you read it, and how from which lens you read the perspective of the students today.
Okay, Mr. Kamara, if I'm hearing you well, the issue you have with the vice president is personal. It's not you are holding up for it's personal with her, because you are not. It's not anything that have to do with the governance of the country, right? And because your critics will say that you are being provided free education by the government, that the vice president is seven in, and also for the first time you have internet access on the campus, throughout the campus. So that means that you wouldn't do similar treatment or give similar treatment to the visitor to the university, the president, right?
Come again with that question for David or two.
Yeah, okay. I'm saying that from what I'm hearing from you is like the issue you have with the vice president today is personal, because you're saying you're holding up for
personal. It's not a personal stuff. It depends on how you see it, and it depends the lens. It depends on from the lens from which you read. And you could take it a bit subjective, but for us we take it from an objective standpoint. There's a situation. If this man who is passing around somebody who is endeavored to have our society transformed, who was there on the battlefield advancing our husband to commit atrocity against, we have never forgotten. So persistently, the university students like you see at university, they constitute people who come from the 15th political subdivision of this country. And some of them, they understand the unfortunate situation that they're working within this country. They had their parents being beheaded. Some of them lost their loved ones and guardians and whatnot. So those, it's not just a situation that being unique to this bad president. No. All those who have gone to public service and have exhibited a deplorable character, they have come on our university campus and they have been condemned and shamed by the university students. Or somebody last year, you saw the issue of McGinn, where the university students, in their anger to demonstrate their frustration over the way the university is, and these people have gone there to inspect collective renovation that was being initiated by the administration, and the administration of the university. They chase these people out, and not just the first time. The vice president is seized, that there's not the first time she has been chased out of that university. So persistently, we have had a role to play in this country. Those who are part and parcel of the destruction of this society and the destruction of lives, over 250,000 lives of our compatriots in this country were persistently reminded. So there was a process of reminder today. There was a process of reminder. And there was a process of reminder, and the students did it out of conviction. They did it with no remorse or regret. No remorse or regret, we want to see this. We have no issue with the vice president, whether you say personally or not. It's up to you. But what we are trying to say here is that in so far, this madam is somebody who played a role, a pivotal and crucial role in the destruction of life and the land and property in this country that led to the backward nature of the society. She will be consistently reminded by the university students, whether it is on a university campus, whether it is at a program with leader, will remind this woman of her role played in town box, the role play currently. Because her stewardship along with Mr. Williams' stewardship over the last 5 years has not been what has created prosperity and wealth for the mass of the Liberian people. You read the face of the mass of the Liberian people on daily basis in this country, you see discontent, you see anger, you see frustration. The mass of the Liberian people are angry. The university students are in no isolation of the people of this country. The students of the University of Liberia, they are citizens of this country primarily. So when they demonstrate the anger in a way that over the last 5 to 6 years. They have not had empowerment. They have not had youth development program initiated by the government to enhance the potential and God-given talents. When they see these people, they will consistently protect and demonstrate the anger. It is against the battle that came today. It is against the battle that came out in a march to condemn the vice president. Even the issue of fishery and aquaculture studies has been introduced at the state university. The university is a very fine idea. We want to see this with a product university. But does the university have the facility to accommodate these new programs and what have you? On the University of Cuba, there's no classics. Aaron Kuba, who says he is a student of the University of Liberia, he knows the condition there. So if you are introducing a new program with no facility to contain the students, you think they will be happy with a serious program and then for the Boston and master rating auto pretenses? They won't. They won't get the grades. They won't get the grades.
Mr. Kamara.
You want to say that we have no remorse and we support the students who were part of that process today that led to the condemnation of the vice president.
Okay, Mr. Kamara, let me give my other panelists chance to ask a question. We have Kev Hassan. Welcome to the program, Fagon. Kev, you have a question for Mr. Kamara?
Tomlin, I'm sorry to say this is a complete waste of time, waste of air time, because he making a statement, allegation based on atrocity that was committed during the war. You know where he need to go? He need to go to the Senate, to lawmakers, folks them there who took part in the war. Go there and go do your protest or whatever. You need to go to some other political party that who do have people within their team who took part in the war, and stop to play politics with the university. This is completely joke. What they did to this complete nonsense. I think he on the air, he wasting our airtime because it's a joke. That's complete nonsense. I don't have no question. You call the woman Roro because we have war? Yes, we do. The lot of Liberians took part in the war. It's a national discussion. It's a national discussion. It's a serious thing. Don't play politics. You leave one who fought war and join and attack one because you feel that your soup is opposition to, or you want to be opposition. No, it's a waste of time. This is a serious business. It's a national discussion that we all need to discuss that. But you just get up and say, if other political party that they in favor who took part in the war, you will never, you will never see Soup doing this thing. But they want to be political. So I don't have question for him. That's completely nonsense. And if I were moderating the show, I cut it off.
Okay,
and that's serious business.
Okay, thank you, Kev. Mr. Fagon, you have anything to say to Mr. Kamara before we Jusu, just wait for Fagon, and then after that you can close up your parting comments, okay?
I think I will have the the concern raised by the brother, the concern that needs to be addressed before somebody comes in with, because it's a concern and has a different disposition.
Okay, just responding. I'll give 2 minutes to respond. Okay, 2 minutes. Okay, for time.
Yeah. So what I want to say is, it is sad and very pathetic, if not megalomaniac, that somebody will come to counter the action of the students as a political one. But again, the issue of civil crisis in this country was as a result of political problems. It is sad that people don't read their history. It is sad that people sit on platforms and they tend to be co-hosts, or maybe they tend to be contributors to the show. They have this kind of limited understanding of history. They have this kind of limited understanding of governance, and they have this kind of limited understanding of how or what transpired in society that led to the destruction of our society. Somebody comes in and say the actions of the students was a political words and nonsense. You respond to nonsense. You respond to nonsense. You respond to nonsense. You a very reasonable human being. A very reasonable human being who has a sense of understanding will not respond to nonsense. But let me say this. It's a national conversation that we are being involved with. And it has not been a selective process. That university campus has not been a breeding ground, or has not been a ground that has given grace to people who have gone, not just people who have gone to public service and who committed the atrocities against our people. No. Not just those who have participated in the war. No. But those who have gone to public services, those who have connived and colluded against the interests of the state and have used the state resources for their personal aggrandizement. Here's the situation. There's nobody in the Lagoon Senate. There's no person in the entire Lagoon legislature who has been part and parcel of the discussion of the Lagoon society or who have had a history of conniving and colluding the use of its people for their personal aggrandizement that have been giving grace on our university campus. Even your general and father and everything but they don't waste a merciless, smear campaigns against the progressive community. Since 2019, we've been dealing with entering the university campus as it stands, it doesn't enter the university campus. We asking for a apology on that. The decision in the action of the students today was a revolutionary action. We support the students in 100 years in history is to repeat that action. We stand in solidarity with the students. This vice president is a madam who her husband committed mayhem against people in this country. There's a madam who participated in the civil class of this society. There's a madam sexual being in public services. There's a madam who has used of offices both as senator and vice president for personal advertisement or personal hockey. How do you know that she has empowered in this country? How do you know that she has empowered in this country? You go to university
Okay.
grace. That will never happen. Maybe in the some of us will not go to university campus, but then so far go to university campus, we keep that university campus as a fire breathing temple that will respect people with diplomatic character. We want to say this. This vice president is not a madam that will be getting grace on the university campus. We can make it clear. We can make it clear on the show. So when you come here and say you respond to situation as nonsense, nonsense is when you respond to nonsense. That's nonsense. That's the definition of nonsense.
Okay, Mr. Kamara, we'll hear from Minister Fagon. Then we'll let you go after Fagon speak. Fagon, you have anything to add to this, so we can go ahead.
I just good afternoon, gentlemen. I just want to make my contribution. I'm a guest panelist on this show. I'm not a co-host, and so I sometimes do ask questions, but sometimes I contribute to the national discourse because I have been a player on the national field. I have an opinion that has been accepted by have been accepted by citizens throughout the country. Now, let me address a few concerns. Student politics is nothing new to our country. Students' agitation is nothing new to our country. The students of the University of Liberia have paid a high price in fighting for our democracy, fighting for our freedom, and fighting for our development through either their studies or their advocacy. We have cases of where heroes of the university laid down their lives. Wo Tapia and others today are in martyrdom because of the role they played. Today, Alari Topa and others are suffering from the brutality they receive as a result of their fight and their struggle for a university that is yet to reach its zenith. I have been a critic of the way sometimes they dress as militant. But to say they're playing politics, why are they teaching politics at the university if they cannot play it? Are they children? Adults go to the university, even though they're students of the university, but they are also adults. They are tax-paying citizens. They are grown-ups. For anyone to assert that they are playing politics is out of ignorance at its height, because 54-year-old, 74-year-old, they're all there at that university. And so because they're students, they don't have rights. Once you pass the age of 18, you're considered an adult. They also have their franchise, and they can vote. They are also stakeholders. I don't think what happened to the vice president today is new. They call Samuel Tior Roro. They call Miguel. I wish the guys had a tip to play. What you saw today is not that Joel, the Madam Vice President, went and stole somebody's shoes. What you saw today is a continuation of the students' advocacy and agitation against a regime that brought digitization to the university but not perfected it, that allowed for a tuition-free university but fees paying. They gave up the university, the tuition, but you still have to pay fees. Now, at the end, why didn't you collect the monies? You're waiving the money that should have actually helped procure buses, helped to get the university at the kind of standard it needs to be, blackboard and what have you. But you waive that, and then you cut subsidies to the university. That frustration continues. They did it to McGill. They did it to Twe. What's so special about the vice president? They are doing it against the administration. It is a situation of collective guilt that have been passed on the administration as corrupt. And so the other word for corruption is row. So even today, if you send a speaker there, it will be the same. You send the pro tem there, it will be the same. Even the president, if he goes there, will be the same. Because they have found them guilty of corruption and neglect. Meaning this administration have neglected serious support to the university. So for me, I don't take it personal because it's Joel. I see it as a collective guilt passed on the administration. And let me thank the students. I am one official of government that went on that campus in my khaki and blue. I was allowed to speak to the students. I entertained questions, and I left from there in peace and harmony, escorted by the students. So I'm very grateful to them that I was not one of the members that was treated in such a manner.
Okay.
Tommy, let me correct one thing quick, my brother, please, in 30 seconds. When your advocacy is selective, you're playing politics. And that's what Soup doing. And again, my daughter going to University of Maryland on a scholarship, free. I still pay fees. I still pay money. When we feed our people wrong information, then people like Mr. Kamara, who talking, will take to the street. If you in your child lives in this country and in college, you know that you have your girls, you still pay something. There's nothing that you will not pay nothing. You still pay some money because I still pay, even though I'm not paying school fee for my child, but I still pay something. And every parent out there that hear me know it's correct. So when we feed this thing, it's wrong. But again, if your advocacy is selective, then you're playing politics. But if your advocacy is around, it's equal to everybody, all political party. Look what they're advocating for. The atrocity that happened in Liberia. Then it becomes selective? No. Some of us get sense now. We can't do that, Tomlin. Let me see you around. Let me see you at Capitol Building. Let me see you this place. Let me see you this place. No, you're not there. You only attack a certain group of people. That's what makes it politics when it becomes selective. Thank you.
I have 30 seconds to this, Mr. Moderator.
Okay.
If you don't know much about the country, you will begin to speak like this sometimes.
Hold on, guys.
Wasn't there the same students that wear black?
What did that? What did that? You don't keep the ball long.
No. The gentleman can be excused. I didn't ask him question. I don't
Okay, yeah,
have
but let him close up. Then we can discuss it. Okay.
Let me just say this 30 seconds. Wasn't these the same students that boo Ellie? Did they not do the same thing to Ellie? How many political leaders from the other political parties have gone on LU campus of late or at any time? How many?
We're talking about the issue that
atrocity. I didn't talk.
No,
I have decided in my life when you talking,
talking about the
I will not
atrocity.
interrupt you. If you want us to do this, we can do this. I promise you. I promise you. When you were talking, I didn't talk. There is a reason why I'm allowing you to speak, because people are trying to form this narrative that I can bully you on the set. So when you're speaking, I will not speak. But you have done it to me consistently. They're not saying that you are bullying me. And you know I talk faster than you. You stutter. So I beg you, let me talk. Now, they did it to Ellie. No political leaders have gone there. Magay went there, they did it to him. Tua went there, they did it to him. Telon came from the opposition and went there, they chatted him. It's just their thing. Okay? It's their thing. Plus, this lady, Madam VP, is the vice president of the country. Assuming she wasn't, perhaps they wouldn't even pay her any attention if she was passing by her business. Do you know that there were other government officials there? They do not see them. They were there, right? But only her. And the reason for that was because she was the highest. So they pick her up. Assuming it was Fonati Kofa, they would pick him up, or the pro tem. Let's stop wasting time. They have had their say, and I think we should move on.
Okay, Jusu Kamara, just your parting comments. So
you're right. You said Deputy Speaker was there, right?
Yeah.
Let Jusu Kamara give parting comments so we can let him go. Judy, any parting comments for us, and we'll let you go.
They just went for her because you were VP.
Go ahead, Jusu.
Jusu, just wrap up.
I'm on the line.
Just wrap up. Yes, just conclude.
Yeah, so to conclude, it is I have problem with one of the wrong mindset and mentality of people who pretend to be educated people in this country. And some of those who pretend at knowledge. Knowledge is something that you don't pretend at. To sit and to categorically see the university students from this charity perspective is one of the things that we've got to graduate from, especially people who have platform who should have pretend at knowledge. University students are conscious people, rational people who go to school, who are impacted with knowledge. They tend to understand the problems of the society, know how to go about farming, rolling out possible remedies and solutions to these problems to enhance societal transformation. That's how it is. So you expect the university students to go to classroom, you instill it in their consciousness and this mindset of critical thinking and foresight, and you expect them to behave as people who live in primitive ages. No. This is a situation. The role of the student community in this country, not just the Student Unification Party, we want to see this. The role the students of this nation have played in the democratization of this Liberian state is not a role that can be easily cast away by people who have had no contribution to the progress of our democracy. People who sit on radio shows today, who are contributors or who are goals or co-hosts and what have you, they enjoy the democratic stage today because of the tears, the sweat, and the blood of noble and brilliant militants and comics. University students who sacrifice everything, including their lives, putting their life on the lines to ensure that this society became a democratic state. So, there's a situation. The vice president is no better than all those who have gone at that university. And we can tell you here, even if Mr. Weah goes to that university campus today, he will be greeted as Eddie was greeted in 2015 with that same resistance. The university students are angry. Somebody talking about free tuition at the university will not pay anything. Again, that's the situation people who have limited understanding, who don't read. Education and economics is a perfect elastic commodity. Education is the only commodity that is not subject to the law of diminishing material return. Education is not quantitative, it's qualitative. Education is value. Education is how many present tend to understand. And it's about introduce free learning at the university, quote unquote, and then there's no progress in the improvement of the facility at the university. Just no progress. Science students who read chemistry, biology, physics, they go to lab. No facility in the laboratories. Which education is that? Which education is that? Without the availability of this instrument, there can be no progressive education. Or you think the students for the last 5 years, the way they've been learning at our university, they're not happy with the condition. When they see those who are responsible for allotting low budgetary allotment to the university for operations and what have you, that keeping the university in a state of inertia, when they see them, they will not demonstrate that discontent. 100 times they will do that. So we want to say, yeah, and to Fagon, I think, it's a fine thing that people try to read things and people try to read inconsistence. There's one of the man who used to be like, oh, yeah, sit on radio, at Nika, in defense of the government of this country and lambast to it. And I'm happy today that people tend to realize that, the young people of this country, especially the students of the university, have got a role to play in the democratization of this space, have got a role to play in the transformational process of our country. I'm happy for that. I'm happy. And I hope this whole issue of advocacy today in defense of the Liberian people is not a pretense again. It's not a pretense, no. We're not bad for that. I hope it's not a pretense. I hope it's a genuine one that we all want to see a progressive leadership comes to this country, a leadership that tends to pay attention to the problems that affect the living condition of the masses of the Liberian people and have possible remedies and, can be rolled out to solve these problems and what have you. Students today was a heroic and epic one. We extol the gravitas of the students. We extol their intestinal fortitude. We extol their perspicacity to even have the balls to stand up to those who are part and parcel of the load response system of this country. It was a heroic one, and we got no apology we want to say on this public show. We got no apology to anybody. If history repeats that action again, we will do what we did, and we will still stay in solidarity of the students. So, nobody should come and free education is we are giving anybody who is a director or minister in this government who has that children or child attend that state university. If you post of free education, that system should be a progressive one that tend to accommodate people, the elite class children. But the elite class children are not attending the state university. You want to talk about free tuition at university. So even in the case of free tuition, does that mean that when you carry free tuition at the university with the mindset to keep students quiet, so they don't tend to ask questions about the governance process of our country. They don't ask questions on the issue of the violation of the rule of law. They don't ask questions on the issue of justice and accountability. Is that the mentality you carry free tuition to the university for? Somebody should be insane if they have to think that way. So if you want to just see what things for the opportunity,
yeah, thank you.
We do hope that we can have a time to have conversation squaring on the governance of our country, because I know this is an issue of clarification and disclaimer to some of the processes that ensued on the university campus today. Sir Larsen, CEO, you have not had the party on your platform, so you have to make sure the party appears to subsequent. Thank you very much, Brother Kuba.
Thank you, Joseph Kamara. That's the Secretary General of the Student Unification Party at University of Liberia, Joseph Kamara. The platform is open to all Liberians. You're always welcome to come and discuss the issues and be part of the national discourse. The national budget will be discussed next week. I hope the university students can go to the Capitol building and also ensure that they make sure that the lawmakers, the representatives of the people, increase the budget for LU and other public universities, because it will be discussed next week, beginning the discussion on our national budget. I think it should also go on the Capitol building and ensure that their voices are heard, so that they can be part of that national discussion about the budget. Guys, just to wrap it up on this.
Yeah, on the issue, you see,
Dominic,
what you just said, that's what students should be doing. The interest of the university and the interest of the country. They're discussing budgets. You should be part of it as a student and say, okay, we want to know. They should be discussing serious issue. We all know most of those soup boys are being paid and organized by political parties. We all know that. So for for them to come and just boo the vice president, we know how it works over there. Other students, parties around there who are taking part in those, they do, have the right to. So, but why only Sue will come out and attack a certain people and leave certain people? And that's my problem. Aaron, I think Aaron attending the university. Let's ask him. Aaron, or Nelson, one of them. They're not paying school fee. They're not paying. If that Aaron, let's ask him. He's not paying. So why folks will come out to this kind of down step, I would say, the school fee and just act like it's nothing. But somebody judge that Oma who not paying that tuition at LU, know how much she's saving. That's a bread and butter issue. That Oma who not doing any, who not taking that money that she was paying for the past years in the past government. Now she can take it and put food on the table for her children. She can use it. And when we start sending those wrong information, like if you don't pay, or if you're on scholarship in America, you don't pay nothing, it's absolutely free, and no. In America, nothing free. Any man or woman that in their children's lives that go to universities, colleges in this country, know you have to pay a certain amount of fees. So when you come, you say, oh, free scholarship, but they're paying fees, you're sending the wrong message, because the students are the future leaders. Because tomorrow they will be president and fees will be there. So what you're doing, you're stirring up things, You because you want to be an opposition and you want to see the government collapse, then you're feeding wrong information. What you said, Tommy, you're correct. Tell the student, the budget's coming, go there. Go have a talk, debate, open, go there. I want to see our students taking part. The reason I said, let's go back to students back then. Everybody remember when I tell you it was a full student, Tomley, when they went to jail. You remember that incident? And when they freed them, you saw the whole country. You saw what happened. It was not selective. It was a cause. It was powerful then. But those two boys they brought the LU down to nothing. So they're putting money in the pocket. They say you're in the net, they put money in the pocket, they go and make rudeness. Put money in the pocket, they go and make rudeness.
Okay,
you're degrading the University of Liberia. That's not what the fighters who fought for that university, who fought in that country for freedom, for democracy in Liberia. That's not what they were fighting for. They put money in the pocket, they go to be. You said a brilliant thing. If they're serious, the budget coming. Have your say. Your say.
Not close on this.
You are going to do something good in your university, or you booing her. What sense that make? Please, man.
Okay, if I'm going to close on this topic so we can move on.
You know, I feel sorry sometimes when I sit on the platform. Because honestly, I do. I sat here, the word America never came from my mouth. I never said to you, my daughter in the University of Maryland paying fees. I didn't even make mention of America or students or university. When someone tell you from their own imagination and utterance, I said on this platform that the students are not paying tuition, but they're paying fees. And I said it because I spoke on behalf of the government. And I told the whole world, Eugene Lamy Bayang Betuma Fangon, that the students, the university was tuition free, but they still had to pay fees. It was the government policy. And you know, when you don't have the opportunity to make that statement like me, and you come, you say, my daughter in the University of Maryland, she still has to pay fees. Who brought that topic here? Now you're accusing people of sending the wrong message. Who talked about America? Who talked about university here? Who talked about a daughter here? I only limit my conversation to Liberia. And so let me say this. The people in the university are not kindergarten children. They are adults for the most part. They are tax-paying citizens. They have rights. To sit on this platform and tell them, don't play politics. The one you play here are what? Are Jesus? When you sit down and say, my president, and you defend your party and your president, you want to take away the right from them to do the same? I made it clear. Magé Wenda, they treated him. Twain, they treated him. Delon, they treated him. This is where the CDC is losing every day. A topic like this should have been like, a response should have been, look, this is not new. Let's not dwell on it. They did it to McGill, they did it to Twain, they did it to even DeLong. So it's nothing new. They will always do this from time to time, but the government remains engaged with them because they are our people. But you make it low like a big battle. Like they never did it to Ma Ellie. They never did it to nobody before. And now we have to waste 30 minutes. What did we accomplish? Only to piss the students off more. That's an accomplishment tonight. As if they targeted Joel. If they can do it to Ma Ellie, a president, who was a president, then what about a vice president? I think sometimes we overplay our hands to satisfy our masters. And our masters will only be ignorant if they continue to allow this kind of thing to play out. It only push people against the party and the government. I respectfully submit, man.
Thank you. You know, the University of Liberia is always been said, the microcosm of the largest Liberian society. And I remember University of Liberia, they like.
Sorry, sir, to interrupt you. How about Doe? They didn't do it to Doe?
Yeah,
and,
I mean,
you and I were there when Doe, what Doe said to pay the IC.
The university, you know, the students are
be removed.
Tony, stop that.
Yeah, let me make.
You guys were serious then. You talking about people? They both say anything serious here, my man. You stop that, man. They both
you know he's serious, then you make it serious.
Let me tell you, if Fagon was telling the government, Fagon will lash this boy up, you would not believe it. If you was telling the government, you will lash him.
Fagon would have said.
Yeah,
you don't know.
Let Fagon Leon. Who don't know? Who don't know Fagon? If Fagon was there, you will lash this boy up. How can you take a serious people then to compare with this soup, this unserious soup, man?
Okay.
Seriously?
You see what he's saying?
Serious soup, man. I say that.
It
was serious then. The boys are radical soup to the lowest level. They put soup down. They put soup down to when you know how many when you be selective, you playing politics. When you be selective,
know how many government
I agree with you. If I see soup,
no.
If I see soup standing up to do what
you know nothing about that place. Do you know how many of your officials?
I will salute them.
Do you know how many of your officials are soup members?
Okay, let me.
I can tell you, you don't.
But that's what I'm telling you. Yes, that's
the largest number
because they were serious at that time. They were serious.
The largest number of officials we are government.
Those boys are radical soup.
Guys, it's not.
Soup was funded on the serious issue.
Look, you make progress. Okay.
They were born on a very serious people. It was serious people. I'm talking about this. They
what do you know about
progress, guys.
So it was serious people, man.
Ask
Yeah,
Kev
you
say,
know
what
that.
a million stood out.
Now you have to.
No, talk it. What a million stood out.
I already say my own. That's
no, talk it quick. What a million stood out.
Come on.
You can't get with that thing. My man, you can't get with that thing. I just told you.
What a million stood out. You said stood out, but what a million stood out.
My man, where again you want from me? Where you want from me? I told you.
Let me progress.
I said stood out.
Let me progress.
What is the meaning of stood out?
But this
what a meaning of it?
The boys
let me progress, guys. Okay.
What a million stood out.
We're done with the LU issue now. LU issue. But
you don't know about the politics and just be.
All I can say is that
before you come talking here.
You know,
let me progress. I mean, they have been.
Let's go to the next topic.
All the presidents have in recent memories they have gone to visited the university. They have been engaged in university. I think only we have not the one here. Not engaged in university students there, but the Kira did it, Ellen, all the people, and they all got booed by university students. These students, once they are not satisfied, they are being look. Today we pay homage to lives like of Tapia, all these people that came and before us and maybe for the guys who are there now and have continued. They always come up with that firebrand and being the beacon of advocacy in the country, so forth. But over the years, things just continue. They have, and one thing about the students, they have this. They have been growing and progressing, as a result. Every day something happening, but we're done with that, and we look forward that.
Let's move on from
the visitor University of Liberia. I don't know whether the president will ever go there before this year or so to engage them, but we don't know. But we'll move forward. On the issue about, we've been talking about this issue, the crisis in this issue concerning the MDR and Senator Johnson and so forth involving the government. My understanding is that I'm sure, I don't know, I know I made several calls from the senator before the show. I really didn't see his call, but issue about the MDR making demands that they won't support this president's second term bid. But my understanding is that tomorrow is that they are reaching some agreement. We don't know, but hopefully a good thing for us tomorrow. We have Senator Kohn will be our guest tomorrow. He'll be on the program tomorrow. The new leader of the MDR, the political leader, he'll be our guest tomorrow, and we'll have lots of questions to him. I had a long discussion with him today, but everything is kept for tomorrow. But guys, Skeff, what's going on with the MDR and the CDC? I mean, you think they will come up with a deal? You think they will support the CDC in this election?
Discussion ongoing.
Right now, I won't mess with one because I mess it up now.
The man no Jabasi Koji Chakla.
People are listening now. Watching. But Fagon, what's your thoughts about this MDR and the CDC discussion?
My dear brother, the main question here, Kev has long been asking every one of us questions on the panel. Today I get one question for Kev first before I give you my perspective. Kev, this nomination day of February 4th, who will be nominating the president? The Congress for Democratic Change or the Coalition for Democratic Change? Remembering that the Congress for Democratic Change is the mother party to the Coalition for Democratic Change, which encompasses two other political parties, the NPP and the LPDP. Will it be all three of them nominating President Weah, or just the Congress for Democratic Change nomination?
This government came to power through the Coalition for Democratic Change. They will nominate the president come February 4th.
Okay. Well, Tomalin, that means.
Well, so Kevin is saying that before February 4th, the coalition the ruling coalition would have
yes, sir,
concluded an arrangement and
yes, sir.
and with
the LPDP and the MPP.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because I know I heard today the president, he was very busy today, meeting with the delegation from NIMA, the NIMA caucus, and he been very busy all day today. I heard the president was in a lot of meetings today with, so perhaps they are reaching to that point.
You see, pundits, surrogates from other places, people will say all the thing, you know, but it's a serious government. This party is a very serious party. Take everybody seriously, and serious things will happen. Come February 4th, you will see, and let me put it this way, brimstone and fire.
Wow. Well, Kev, you know, as I always say, politics in our country is not static, it's dynamic, it's fluid. As we speak, with 258 days, a lot of things happening right now behind the scene. Discussions are happening. But I'm really watching the MDR. I asked Senator Johnson on this show. I said, "You telling us that you guys would never endorse the president?" And he said, "Wait and see." And then I said that the reason why I was cautious about what I was asking about because of he was being inconsistent, and he had a problem with me saying that he's not inconsistent, and his issue have been the people of NIMBA. But again, I had a discussion last night with somebody from the LPDP, and from what I heard, they're not, I don't know, but they're not willing to go to get in a coalition with you guys. But again, that's politics, you know. And one of the difficult things is that if you are seeking re-election, is especially in the case of the president and the CDC, it's difficult because they always reflect to the past, the first agreement, whether things promises were kept. But what I heard last night is that promises they made wasn't kept. They even sent me a copy of the coalition document of the coalition. About and to how to send me a copy of it. I'll find later on to specify the areas that the CDC reneged on, where they were agreed upon that they would have do a part among the sharing the ministries and agencies of government would have been shared, but as soon as the CDC took over, they just ignored those agreements they made, and they went on their own, and they have not been satisfied with it at all. So, and they were saying that it will come up with making high demands. By the end of the day, I don't think the issue about jobs, but I know that I'm hearing I heard also too last night that the president will be making some appointments, will give some of the coalition members some jobs in the coming months. And I don't know, but Kev, what do you think? You are confident that you guys will close this deal?
What are confidence of? Are confident that the same folks that led us within 14 out of 15, the same folks will be there. You have some other people like Fagonda, who is kind of like disgruntled right now, will will say his thing. But the end, this person will be re-elected first round, and I keep saying this. I hope when that day happen, folks will not say, "Oh my man, move right. Oh my man, this." You will see. But if the sign of first round will be February 4th, like I said, you will see. I hope you're in kind of say, "Oh this, oh that, oh this."
Okay, but let me interrupt you there. Okay, I'm also now because the last time the CDC did a program at the headquarters, some of your officials, in fact, I think one of your guys today, Lester Tenney, he wrote something on Facebook today. I think he took it down, but people screenshot that's what he wrote and so forth. And from what I see, I think he's not doing well for your discussion. Number one. Number two, he also said the last time he was on his program, he said you guys pay people to come out to show support. And February 4th again, they said saying that will be the similar thing. People will be paid to come out. It won't be like citizens coming out. Like what would I know when we were actively involved back in the days in 2004, 5, and up to 2014, when we're coming up, people would just take their own T-shirts and carry for printing. They won't talk about payment. Wasn't even part of it. But so,
Tom, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When the president arrived at the airport, the thousand of people that you saw there, how much you think they paid each person?
Okay.
And then do your math. So you're talking about millions of dollars. No, Tony, don't escape that. How much you think they paid them?
I'm coming now.
We're talking about for the airport.
Yeah, but
to the city, to all over to the. How much you think they paid them?
Yeah, what I'm about to say, I'm not saying.
No, Tommy, don't escape that. Tommy, my brother, let's take it. Let me always say, we're not many. Let's enjoy the show. We're not many.
Give me time.
Tell me how much they pay there and calculate the amount they pay. Tommy, my brother,
give me time to talk.
The show. We're not
I'm trying to talk now. Okay. Last night, right? The guy I talked to, one of the guys who were part of that organizing stuff last night, the guy told me, say, people were being paid $15, $20, and they were being bussed to the airport and so forth. I mean, whether it is true, I don't know. I don't know. He didn't show me facts. He gave me no proof, but he said they pay money. People were being bussed there, were being taken there, and so forth. Well, I don't know. But again, don't forget, one of the officials came here and said that I think Dr. Lester Tenney, he said they took buses out there the last time, and he was surprised that nobody would get on the bus, into the people money, but they couldn't get on the bus or so forth. So with all of that, we don't know. I mean,
so you're telling me the tens of thousands of people that you saw over there, you're talking about over $1 million, right? So talking about over $1 million.
I'm gonna do that.
Because you're talking about $20. So no, you listen. Let's look at if we can look at the tip from the airport, right? To people who are at the headquarters, to different location. If you're paying people, they up to now, you see nobody come on and say, "Oh, they pay me $20, or they pay me this," or because people speculating. So you're talking about thousands and thousands of dollars, close to $1 million, because you look at everybody there, you're giving them $20, $15, $20, and per person. Then you look at it, that same money again. Don't get coming again. All the people they take. Damn it. Then that means the CDC paying over $5-6 million just giving people. You see, Tommy, we have to make sense here now. When you pay somebody, right? Thousands of people like that, one person will leak it. They will show. One person will say, "They pay me." One. No. I'm telling you about the people who they pay. The actual foot soldier. One person. But let me tell you, Tommy, you banning the CDC. CDC has a history of people coming out. It's not the first time. So how can you see the thousands of people coming out and you say they pay them?
Like I said, Kev, that's
but you know why you're bringing that? You're trying to muddy the water to see the firestorm that coming on February 4th to say they pay them. You're trying to muddy the water. The same people will vote the president, and you'll come back and say, "Oh, they pay them to vote the president. Oh, they pay them." Why can't you guys agree that this president is so popular, is well loved in the eyes of the people? That's the people president. That's the common man president. That the average man, look what happened in Yucatan. In West Point. Look what happened in West Point Fee.
President Stronghold though. At his stronghold.
No, listen. See what happened.
But at his stronghold, you know that, right?
Tomlin,
No, we have anybody to beat Joe. We are
Tomlin, let me say this to you. Tomlin, let me say this to you. Yeah. You and I were walking down. Fago was not there. We were walking down Nukuta, right? We were walking. And you saw how the same people you're talking about pay. You will say I pay them, were chanting my name. You say I pay them? I'm asking you that to say right here in front of the thousands of people we were walking, you and I, the same folks were chanting my name. I pay them. I know that. My first time going to Liberia for 30 years. For 30 years. I pay them.
I mean,
but they were chanting my name.
You're chanting other need, right? But the thing is that I didn't know
you pay that. You pay that. You pay that. You pay that. No, you pay that.
Kev, come on now. What I'm saying, Kev, is this.
The people them, let me ask you, the people that who were the Omar, the people that who were falling down under CEO, who were saying State of Waterspoon when he went to the area, he paid them. Those people who were going behind State of Waterspoon,
let me say something now. There's no argument, right, President? Let me tell you now. I mean, I love to be very honest. President We are he's a popular president. He's a popular guy. He got his base. No matter what happened, there are just 25% of the people who I don't care what you say about President they will stand behind him. Whether he do wrong, they will always praise him. Okay, he got our base there. But what I'm trying to tell you is that even Lester said it. Citizens have been saying it. Some of the officials have been saying that it's not a before. Where back in the days, as I said, what I'm telling you, 2005, what I used to see, 2005, 11, and so forth, 17, when it says CDC, people would take their T-shirt to get printed. It was spontaneous. It happened, just happening. But because they are being in power now, and it happened to any president. Once you have been in power and the people have seen your style of leadership and your governance, some people will be disappointed, and so some of your base will stay with you still, and so forth. You saw Trump had his base, but when time came, some of the people who supported him started to go on another way to vote for Biden. It's politics. What I'm trying to tell you is that I'm not saying I agree with what people are saying, but that's what I've been told. Okay, but
tell me, you know what? Let them feel that way. They shouldn't campaign. Let them feel that way, thinking, oh, they pay them. That election day, the people will vote for them.
But back to the topic, right? We're talking about the discussion ongoing. But I see you keep on saying first round victory, and you just all looking the likes of Joseph Boyka, Alexander Cummings in the race. You just all looking this guy, especially just imagine the former vice president a few weeks ago when he was sick, when he was in the hospital, the whole country was shaking in the sense that everybody was concerned about it. Everybody was worried about it. And if he was just an ordinary person, I don't think we would have received that reaction. And like to dismiss that you win a first round victory. I don't know what's really the pathway.
I was too concerned and worried. Everybody, including the government, including everybody, we were worried because it's a statement from a vice president. Yes, you have to worry. Yes, it's concerning. It's not because he will win the election. No, he will not win the election. But because he is our former vice president. So we all were wishing him a speedy recovery, good health, and want him to be strong because he's our former vice president. That's why we were concerned, not because he will win. You saw them when he went to the headquarters. You saw in the parking lot the amount of people that came out. If he were that strong, the entire Ross Street should be on a lockdown.
Okay, Fagon.
Trust me, my brother. You man cannot even lock down Lofa that he was and whipped.
Fagon, you think in the midst of all what transpired in the last couple of years, you are part of the government. The government said there's your party too. They said you guys said that you promised us you would have taken 1 million people out of poverty, but during the last 5 years, they issued about $16 billion, 25 million map up. The issues about about the rest subsidy, the coronavirus of money, the National Road Fund, and you talk about the issue about the deaths of people, of mysterious death of auditors and other people that died mysteriously, and the cases were inconclusive. Well, all of that happening, and then the price of rice was increased under this government too. The government promised that the price of rice was going to be stable, but today the price of rice will increase under the government. They will increase. I mean, in the midst of that, do you think what Kev is saying that will be a first round victory? Do you think your party will pull it through on October 10th?
You and Kev, your talk for 30 minutes. We have 4,300 views. It dropped down to 4,000 straight. The people started running away. Now we move from a substantive topic of whether or not we would have seen the NPP and the LPDP attached with the CDC for this February 4th that is just a few days away. Kev carried straight to cry and run away from there. You know why he running? Because Kev's response was, when we get there, we are a responsible government. By that day, they would have signed. I'm going to go, I'm staying here. I'm not moving from here. You the moderator. The truth of the matter is the document expired October of last year. So let's check it. October, November, December, January, 4 months. We are a few days away from February 4th. You're telling us now that just 2 weeks ago, there were big confusion to MPP headquarters. As for LPDP, we're not even talking about it because they're not even listening. That somehow now, they're going to put pen to paper and they will nominate President Weah. That the negotiation finished ending. And I even put in Prince Johnson inside. We know the truth of the matter. In the case of Alexander Cummings versus Ben Ayure's CPP fingering case, the Supreme Court upheld the ruling, upheld the Constitution, which says you have the right to associate and not to associate with any political party. That is a right, Kev. And that's some funny law. A rare in this Constitution. So, if you say the only way I will get the money, because I will say it straight out on this platform, is for the port of sign. The port can sign. But you know what? The constitutional right as a political party remains. As individual, it remains. They can sign, take money, eat it, and still move from there. You see today, they got new CPP. That document is not a holy Bible. But let me say on that topic, Tomali, since last year, October, until today, you said the president was blessed today. Tomali, the heavy rain was coming. The heavy rain was coming. You didn't even put small chimon bucket or something. We in January now. February, the dew falling. You know, take the tackling from over your reservoir. Tomali, the truth of the matter is, there is no trust. For 6 years, these people ran behind you. It was just the other day, you told Prince Johnson he could take the Ministry of Transport. Like you were sacrificing Samuel Wu to get Transport Ministry to Prince Johnson. What did Prince Johnson do a Transport Ministry? You are finished selling all the lesson there. Why they going to do that? You are finished spoiling the whole place. You have raised, the issue. But I want to say this. Say you carry the topic on the other side about the rights and stuff. One day, I know you kept your talk for 30 minutes. They want if I part 2 minutes coming off. One day, I was watching, and Kev told that of Francine, when we come here, you should talk about Unity Party. They are the ones we took from power because of corruption, because of this. So why do they want to come back? If you remember that exchange, they are fighting because they want to come back. I want to say to my brother Kev, we gave Unity Party the reason to fight to come back. And I know he will say, what reason we gave them to fight to come back? Corruption was in first gear. We took it from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, straight to 10 gear. Just an 18-wheeler truck. That's what we did. Rate of little children was down. Rate quadrupled under our administration. 2. 3. Rice was sold for $15. Under our administration, we're selling it for $20, $25. Gasoline was $3.50 under Unity Party administration. Gasoline is $5.20. Passport was small money, they could get it here and there. Today, they gotta go through hoops and halves and hoops. They closing down consulates and what have you. Under Madam Ellen Johnson's salary, the employees then were making over $150 to $220. And yes, I'm saying it because I know it. But today, under our administration, majority of them making $45 and $75. Now, Kev, tell me for God in heaven's sake, Madam Celine audited her whole government and took the file and gave it to us and said, yeah, oh, yeah, my people, majority of my people stole. She gave us the file, but we never prosecuted one person. We never arrested one person. But when we came to power, we decided to audit some of our own officials. About 6 of our auditors and personnel died mysteriously. So when you ask the question, why United Party want to come back, it's because United Party, I'm not a supporter. It's because United Party want to bring gas back to $3.50. United Party wants to sell burger again for $15. United Party want to carry the people $45 back to $200. United Party, I'm going to continue. Because you see, my anger can come from the fact that when we tell our colleagues then, this is wrong. This is wrong. They don't listen. Then they pick up the telephone, they call you. Hey, Kev said it. Then you just say it too. The people they're not stupid. They got sense. You want to lead a war on Ukraine? Come to Tennessee if you buy gas here for $3.19. Call to Nigeria and see how much you pay for gas. Sir Joseph telling you, Sir Joseph is the chairman on executive. And he's a who? He's a sedition. He challenged your own government. Tomali is my witness. People are my witness. You took $11 million to buy rest. You can't see the rest. You take our mountain, the other people refuse to get the people our mountain. You and Edwin Snow, you take the mountain, you give it to the people. The people owe $24 million. You weigh 14. You settle for money, we ain't even see it. The people say the poor man not drive on the road. You say the poor man drive on the road. So when you say United Party won't come back, and they don't need to come back, they have a reason to come back. And you know what? Because the people are so pissed off with us, they might give United Party the reason to come back. Because they want rice to be back to 50. They want to make $220 a month. They want gasoline to come back to $3.50. They want to do the things they did before. Because the one we're doing now, like you find children in dead, with parts missing. Who told you people didn't die at any time? But I want everything just worse. And we must admit it and be able to tell the people that we can do better. We can do better. Not to count every day and one back the failures of our administration. Ellie, who was president, her son, we accused her son of breaking down the car. What did she do? She said she take responsibility for it. The people who went to go run after him or whatsoever, she said, you're sorry, I take responsibility for it. But what are we taking responsibility for? You go Broadway, you see Finabono compound. You go to VOA, right side my house. You see her massive structure. You go on Rafi Highway, massive structure. Who want take responsibility for it now? Chief of protocol, how much are you making? Where you take all the money from? EPS go talk for the 300 taxi, you get this. You punish them. Get. In order to make Liberians respect us, we must be willing to tell the Liberian people that we did not do a lot of things right. And we must be willing to fall down to the feet of the people because we betrayed them. Everything we promised, we did not deliver. And last but not the least, that West Point fee, if you don't know about it, send your journalists in there. After 5 years, that when we put 4 courses of black up, we put sand because they play that water can settle there. We put sand. Then we put the green carpet, the synthetic carpet over it. Brother, don't let me describe that thing because there is a video for it. I can show it or send your journalists. Then we told the Chinese lady, you can see all the feet that they spoke more Chinese lady. Now they want it way up. They want it around the feet. Careful. People are not stupid. People get sense. And for our people to go show the video, West Point never had that kind of fee before. But that fee, here you see putting rock in your living room that had that synthetic grass looking. So you bear 2 courses of black, you put sand, you beat it down hard, and you put a carpet over it. I have my money right there. $60 for one of the Chinese there in Morovia. That park. So again, my brother, we need to be honest with the people. We didn't do them right. The LSCC cash agriculture ministry will say, so that the final quote. Look at legends. We screw up our whole census. Then we say, oh, you know what, the man who they say Steve, take over. Today we see video now. You're going to put some more number there and add it up. Did we treat our people right? Did we treat them right? Enough is enough, brother. I'm a sedition in the barracks, but I'm not taking mess from my fellow seditions. We will admit, by force or by fire.
Okay, thank you. Welcome, Dr. Peabody. Welcome. I want you to just chime in the discussion.
No, but the man just gonna have to answer. The man get the last of it. No, don't do that.
Put it in now first, because
no.
That Kev moderating.
Don't do that. Yeah. No, tell me.
That Kev moderating.
After Peabody, you're coming. Peabody just.
You know what? Let me get Kev. Let me use my time for Kev. Let me use my time for Kev.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. You see, the reason Fagon don't want me to come in, because here I know that. I told him behind the scene long ago. I said, Fagon,
you don't tell me nothing.
Your position you're taking, you're becoming weaker. You understand? I think, Fagon, when you speak the truth, you sound stronger. When you try to play politics, you sound, Let me tell you, he talk about raping. You talk about rape case. Listen, under this government put in place mechanism for people to report a rape case more than any other government. The government, through the Ministry of Gender, by the Honorable Pisota. Listen, and you know who made that case? Guess who made that case? Who made that case? Eugene Fagon. Eugene Fagon. He's on record as saying this government they report more rape cases than any other.
Kev, you lie. Bring a video.
But Eugene, my man, I'll let you talk now. Let's talk.
Don't lie,
no, my man, I'll let you talk now.
Let me get brief now. I don't want to talk.
Listen, Tomlin. If this man who made that case, and we know it's true, under this government, the ministry putting mechanism for people to report more cases. So more cases coming up. It's a good thing that we're seeing cases and deal with the situation that we're facing. And this former deputy minister made that case, and now he's changing it. The people out there know that Fagon.
Kev, and I'm Minister General. Don't come and hear your team.
Fagon, the former Minister of Information, made that case when people attack this government for increase of rape cases. He made that case. That now he's saying something. The people know the truth. Secondly, listen, Tommy, let me go. Let me flow. Secondly, this man saying the Unity Party will bring rice down. Fagon, you in America, yeah, you know rice going up too. You know because of the situation in Ukraine. You know, you Google on your phone. Everybody who get phone, Google about rice increase in the entire world. You're seeing. Then he's saying Unity Party will come, they will bring the rice down, they will defy the entire world. How can Fagon make that case? My brother too smart to be making this case. He making himself look weaker. Because somebody who going to the grocery store this evening in America going to buy rice in a higher price. And Fagon, and he know how much the rice it costs in America. He know it gone up. And I will ask you this question, Tommy George. Rice price in America ain't go up? It's a yes or no, my brother. Rice price in America, Tommy.
Kev.
No, Tommy. I answer you yes or no. You can tell me no. Yes or no. Rice price go up?
I don't even know because I don't tell one lie about rice on a serious note.
Dr. Peabody, my man, Dr. Peabody. Let me ask you. Hey, man, no, my man, I'm a turn now. Don't. I
want to interject.
No, I'm a turn. Let me ask Dr. Peabody.
Why
change it? Don't change it. Dr. Peabody. Rice price in America go up?
Why was the subsidy given for by the government?
Listen.
No, what subsidy the government 11 billion the government gave for subsidy for rice? What was the purpose?
For lower price, the price going up in the whole world. Price it go up.
Because of to keep the price at it is.
But it go up.
Price
go up. But price go up.
No.
So let's say if price was $13, it double the price in the world market now.
The government intervened.
Tommy, speak the truth today. Pricing go up in the world market.
Kevin, I said I don't know about that, but I'm telling you say that the price the subsidy was
provided.
But
you saying on Tommy, you saying on national TV, you don't know that price of rice gone up. Okay, Tommy, do me a favor. Can you take your phone and Google rice in the entire world market?
Yeah, let me progress.
You know, to be honest, the issue of commodity food.
Let me make this point. The government will provide $11 million for subsidy so that the subsidy has the price of rice, so rice price will go up. In line with the Ukraine crisis, they provided that money, so the rice price will go up. Yeah, the reason why they provided money for, but the rice importers had a problem because they felt that some of them felt that they want to give some of the money. They want to give some of the money. So
Tommy, you cannot eat with a straight face. I know you. I know you're a family man. I know you go to the grocery store. But you tell your like people, you know, rice going up in America. You know inflation is high in this country. You who a CNN guru. Do you want me to send you a tip that will play a tip that prices in America go up? Even egg, you want me to send you a tip so that people can see who play it? Let me send it to James.
Kev, you will not impose that your weight on me that way. No, you won't do that because Kev, I'm being honest with you. I'm saying
speak the truth, my brother.
Kev, the price of rice, right? The government will provide $11 million to keep the rice price at a steady price. But because that the money was mismanaged, That's why I was disappointed in the Liberian Senate when the Minister of Commerce went before them and allow her to get away, because she would not even defend she even threw the president on the bus on that issue of the rice issue. So we know that the rice subsidy was given for them to keep the rice price at a steady price, but because the money was mismanaged, that what caused the price. They had to try to get the rice price up, because the senators said they weren't going to put more money in subsidize any more price again. But people are coming.
What I would say here is that it's good to see everybody. The price of rice commodity in general over the last few years have gone up. Let me be honest with that. Even in the US, we see how prices went sky high on basic food and stuff like that. They went very, very high. So, and if you're talking about America, price of food and everything is going high, then what more do you think of like a place like Liberia? But the thing is, people have to be honest in Liberia when it comes to how they go about getting rice and the money that were collected and things like that. I think that's what my problem is. The honesty of money that was given to people that you subsidize, to bring rice and things like that. I don't believe they were honest. I don't believe the arrangement with the government and things like that. I don't believe all of it. That's what my problem comes. The honesty that exists. It is true that the prices of rice and other things have gone up. Be honest, significantly. Food and other things have gone up, but the fact is, folks are back home. We're not being honest with the Liberian people. That's what I think, sir.
No, but I will say it again. The Liberian government provided $11 million for
the last budget. The last budget.
Okay, that's why
that rice is already sold. The last budget. Tommy,
I don't know. Understand that, Kev, because when we had a rice crisis, the issue came about. The Senate took the issue up. I think it was Senator Dillon that billed the Minister of Commerce. She did, she even threw the president on the bus. Okay, when that issue came about. So what we're trying to tell you is that the reason was to throw the president on the bus.
That's not true. That's not true. He did not. That's not true.
You would have fired the Minister of Commerce. You tell the truth.
She did not. That's
because
not true.
I want she to get her job, honestly. But anyway,
that's your own opinion. She did not. It was in the last budget.
Yeah, she have
prices are up.
A major crisis in the country, and nobody's held accountable. I want to tell you, when somebody was a major crisis in the government, somebody will be held accountable. But lack of political will is why God will just do to impunity. Okay, guys, let's make progress, man. Let's make progress. Okay, the issue about this the consular issue. Let's touch on it a little bit. People are still complaining that they're having problems purchasing, getting the visas or the passport process. Like people in Atlanta, Georgia, in Minnesota, they're having this problem. Okay, and they're still having this problem. And with the Liberian government, they yet to come up with any position statement to discuss it, because people are concerned that they believe they are being sabotaged into registering to vote or take part in election. I really don't want to give it credence, but it's the silence of the government is creating speculations. So, guys, can you guys just give me your thoughts? What you guys think about this issue, about this consulate issues the consulate in Georgia is closed, getting closed, and also in Minnesota. It's affecting Liberians that are living in those areas.
I think we're going back to the old way, where everybody have to come to Washington, D.C. to get that. I think that is pathetic. People will have to come back to Washington, D.C. They'll have to pay hundreds and thousands of dollars to fly into D.C. to get a document to travel and all of that. I think that is bad. I think they should have done the background work. If they wanted to put something in place, they should have done it, but not to abruptly come and just close everything. And then you expect people, as we speak, maybe people are planning to travel, people are planning to do things. I think they should have done their due diligence. It appears that they did not do it. They just want to come in and start right away. And you don't know how many thousands of Liberian that you got affected. Thousands of Liberian. Minnesota, Atlanta, Georgia, they got affected. And I think in the interest, I think of the people, I think it will be good for them to keep this open until they can find an amicable solution to deal with it. But I think it's really bad, and a lot of people will get affected. A lot of Liberians in Georgia, other places who planning to travel this month, next month, March, will have to face a serious problem. So I think it's not good.
Margot?
Well, I love myself this time because I'll sit down patiently and then listen. I don't bother nobody. Tomally, I told you this amount to the government's sabotage. Or because, you know, when you say some things, then people think you want to insult people in the government. But if it's not sabotage, then it's a high level of ignorance. You don't just wake up in the morning and just put a diplomat in a country like America. Come on now. It's not as easy as that. Or you just shut down a consulate, move it away. What else can it be? It's sabotage. Liberians decided that this year they will go home to go vote. You know, you got New York, Atlanta, Minnesota, and so forth. The most heavily populated areas. You take the consulate from there. You're most focused on the United States. Tomali, do you know that since the Liberian consular died in India in 2021 from COVID, we've not put another consular in there yet? And there are almost 1,000 Liberians in India, most of them study. But we cannot put a consulate in India, or consul general. But the one we got already existing, functioning, and working in an election year, someone goes to the president and say, you know that the whole America, they're against us. So then you start shutting down the places. And now, people are of the opinion that it's a sabotage. So unless the government surrogate can say, no, you know, we are bringing these people to improve the system and to give passports in a way that will be better, and our people will, come on. Who you going to bring now? It will take almost 6 months before they can even grant them diplomatic license plate. Let alone, if you're in Tennessee, and I want to ask you here on this platform, I mentioned it last time. Oh, God can do some things. If Peabody, you got a business registered in Philadelphia, you got your state papers and state registration, can you use that same registration in the state of Tennessee? You muted.
No.
Thank you very much. When I listen to my brother say, it's a legally registered business in DC, I say, hey, call. As if to say all the other lady in different states. Your driver license looking like my own. Before you come from Philadelphia and then operate here in my state, it's not possible. So the whole thing is to sabotage the Liberians from going home to register and vote. They close the whole group here. That's the intent. And the architect behind it is D. Maxwell Sakimia. And that's all I can say. In an election year, how many more months you don't want to keep the school? Then you close all the people places down. How you want them to go register? It's a sabotage. The government is afraid. And they are afraid of something that is coming that I heard about 2 days ago, that I saw with my own eyes today. It's called the Great Alliance. That Great Alliance have put the government in tatters. And these are some of the techniques they are employing to make sure they sabotage the upcoming election as it's done through legis. I don't want to say it because I can't find no other reason. Thank you.
Kev, you got where have you heard about this issue about the consulate in Georgia and Minnesota? And you believe that it's about sabotage? You want to believe that? Or?
You know, my brother. Sometimes people live in what I call vain imagination, just to live in some kind of world, because I have a motive and saying, you know what, I will say things so the Liberian people throw the kitchen sink, see what will stick, and that's what people are doing. Show me any document from the government that's saying the closing place down. The government, through the foreign minister, Sakimia, had a press conference at MICAT, I think it was last week, Thursday, explain in details, look for it. You look for it. We have to search for information, and we should not be just stalking. Show me anything, show that they're closing things down. I dare anybody on this platform to show me proof from the government saying they're closing.
Can you please bring that thing that we're putting up from the Liberians in Minnesota, please?
They say they were closing. Listen, I repeat. I dare anybody to show me anything from the government say they will close things, they will close it down.
So, Kev, are you saying that? Are you saying the story in Atlanta is not true?
No, nothing is closing down.
What is happening?
Where is good day?
The government is improving it, upgrading it. Some of them to 4 consulates. Nothing is closing down. Do you know what it means to just close all your places down? Your people cannot go home. That will mount to international pressure. Do you know? To hold your people under hostage. Do you know that? It will mount to international pressure. How can you hold your people under hostage and say they cannot go home?
The embassy in Washington, man.
Come on, man.
The embassy in Washington.
The people are Liberian stupid. They say Ghanaian, to Ghanaian company. What Ghanaian company? Company? The VFS, it's not a Ghanaian company. They are operating in so many countries in the world. Google it yourself. That's what they call the VFS Global. You know, if you have your motive to say, I will damage the government, I will lie so the people can uprise against the government. No.
So what's that letter about? That letter that was sent out, what is it about?
So
I don't know where could they have to put that letter out.
I'm saying to you, Dr. Peabody, I dare anybody to bring any information so the government is closing it down, period. Close it down, finito. Everybody go home. I dare anybody to bring it up right now. Bring it up. Anything from the government. I dare anybody.
The letter that was issued, what was it about?
Pull it up, you read it, and see if the government closing anything down. I dare anybody to bring any piece of information that the government is closing.
Yeah, it appears that what you're saying, that everybody is just generating and making up lies and things about. Minnesota was a lie. Atlanta, Georgia's a lie.
I put the challenge out there.
Jim Good
show that the government say it's government in black and white. We are closing all the consulates in America. Finito. Everybody go home.
I get it. I come and send it to your January 13th. I come and send it to your.
Yeah, read it. Say the closing.
Okay, let me read it quick. Just the first paragraph. Republic of Liberia, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Monrovia, Liberia, RL/MFA/2-5/013004/23. Dear Mr. George, I present my compliments, and as discussed in meeting with you, I have been directed by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador D. Maxwell Sakimia, Sr., through the communication to formally inform you that the President of Liberia has approved new regulations governing the appointment of honorary consuls. Under the new regulation, all honorary consuls will cease to function as representative of the government of Liberia. Persons may reapply should they wish to do so. You want me to continue?
Wait.
You want me to continue?
Wait.
Because if the other general cease to exist,
no. Don't muddy the water.
Again.
Don't muddy the water. Wait.
Relax now, Kev. Relax. Take your time.
No. Let's just say to Mr. George. This letter to Mr. George.
From the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, then he said
Mr. George to cease his operation, and because they're upgrading it, you go read further. And he can reapply.
I mean, don't waste our time, man.
Listen, it said all person may reapply if you wish to do so. If you close in place down, how will you reapply?
Listen.
If you close in place down.
If the honorary council.
No, I'm asking you now.
God, forget about a chance of thought. Why are you yelling like that? Huh?
No,
you will ask a question when
you answer the question, Kev.
You will ask a question when the person won't answer, then get in feelings.
No, okay, go ahead.
Kev, if I say the honorary council should cease to exist, honorary council must reapply if they want to do so. It means what? Once you cease, that word cease, you stop existing. And you can never have a consulate without an honorary consul. So it will cease to exist. Now, once that ceases to exist, you will reapply until that application or whatever happens. That place ceases, my brother, to exist.
That's not true.
As it was in the letter.
That's not true.
It can only be a consulate if it
they're
has
upgrading it to a full consulate. And if you wish to, it's upgrading to a full consulate as setting. Then you will reapply. It's upgrading. Nothing is closing. It's upgrading to a full consulate.
Okay.
Nothing says closing.
But Kev, the only thing that shortage
I reapply to something that is closed.
But they're not giving visa in Atlanta and Minnesota again right now, and they're not issuing passport. There are shortages of passport in these areas. So.
Because this thing is being upgraded.
But how long? What's the timeline?
That's a good question you're asking now.
What the timeline? Because people travel every day, Kev.
But that's what we need to talk about, because they're upgrading to a new system. So all the systems that are being in place through the biometric system. So all the biometric system, that's why they went to the VFS Global. The system is changing.
Let me read this. Let me read this. All right, anybody got it? Please read it to Kev. Please read the third paragraph, Dr. Peabody, because I don't want Kev to get in feeding. Just read the first three sentences of the third paragraph there that says the services being provided.
The services, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can hear me?
Yes.
The services being provided by VAS Global will be solely to capture biometrics of person wishing to acquire Liberian passport. All vetting and approved process will be done from the foreign ministry in Liberia. Want me to continue?
Take care to move on the platform.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So why is it that question? Yes.
Take care to move on the platform. We're not here to be joking.
Yep, Cap. This is very clear. Very clear.
He holding a mic, listening to 12 and 12, trying to tell him what to say. No. I don't even want to talk.
I'm in progress.
Take it down.
You're asking me? You're putting it down. I'm not saying. You're asking me question.
Nobody asking you.
No, you're asking me question. No, you're asking me question. What are you saying? What you're saying? You're asking me
Why
questions.
you talking to 12? Why are you talking to 12? The question we ask you.
I mean, stop that foolishness. I'm not talking to 12. Stop that foolishness. Let's be serious. Listen. Tommy, this is not a joke. It's not a joke. It's not a fun. It's not a fun box.
But Kev, that letter, that thing was written. It's written there clearly.
What I just read.
When you read your first paragraph, will tell you if you wish to reapply, everything will be happening in Liberia.
But Kev, if somebody want to travel to America, they get plans to travel to Liberia now. Do you know they got to go wait to?
No services is interrupted.
So also the point
Mr. George, services is continue.
I'm getting information that there are shortages of visas and passports.
That's not true.
Kev, you don't.
That's not true. No services are interrupted.
Kev,
the people who express it now, but anyway, I don't
that's
know.
not true.
Something I think it's preferable that we bring somebody from the foreign ministry to talk
true,
about. Kev don't work. Kev don't know what he's saying.
Tony,
Kev doesn't know what he's saying.
Tony, services are not interrupted. What they're doing is
why them? They refuse to come because they won't take the hard question. They're probably
when let somebody call. Kev information is not reliable.
You say somebody talking, right? I'm talking now and you're interrupting. And I'm saying to you,
Kev, you gotta calm down.
There you go.
Talking.
There you go. There you go.
Because you ain't give nobody chance on this stuff.
Do you want me to stay out? Do you want me to stay out so you guys can have it? Because I can. But so I can tell you, Tommy, either you allow me to talk, then I will respectfully.
Kev, talk. Go ahead. Let's speak now. Speak.
Okay, good.
Kev, if you want to go, it's your prerogative. Nobody forcing you to stay.
If you interrupt me, I will stay and let you do your show. I'll just relax.
When you interrupt other people, do this.
But Dr. Peabody, this is important.
Kev, just talk now, but you'll be
because what happening, Dr. Peabody? Yes, people are feeding Tommy wrong information, and Fagon, with his motive, try to muddy the water. What happening is, if people reapplying, the ministry said we'll do it in Liberia. The vetting will be happening in Liberia. So paragraph 1 what tells you why they are applying. So when you say person may reapply, that's why what you read, they say the vetting will happen in Liberia.
Somebody that just
tell you that it closed.
Somebody that just spoke to the council general.
No, Tommy, what there? I'm asking you, what there?
Okay, the team up there. Read the last paragraph.
What there tell you that it closed?
Tommy, the last paragraph.
Tommy, what they tell you that it closed?
I'm talking about update I got. Somebody that just spoke to the council. The council in Atlanta said that they had them.
Tommy.
Yeah.
The one in Atlanta is not the person that tell you the final judgment. What the foreign ministry is saying, the foreign ministry tell you everything will close. People will close they'll close the office down. No more office again.
Yes, that's what the foreign minister said. You know why?
No more office in America again.
So why are they taking all the work?
You see, this is
guys, in 5 minutes we'll go to the lines. We'll take some calls.
Why are they taking all the
I think we're gonna take some calls and then
you're saying
leave by our regular 6:30 time.
No consulate in this country again. It will close down. Everything go. That's good.
I'm gonna read the last 2 sentences in the last paragraph.
We'll go to the line 5 minutes in 2 minutes.
All right, here's what it said. Now the last 2 sentences before the psalm, Mr. Jassy psalm. The last 2 sentences. Kev, you ready for it? The services being provided by VF Global will be solely to capture biometrics. Kev, I really know. The services being provided by VFS Global will be solely to capture biometrics of persons wishing to acquire Liberian passport. All vetting and approval processes will be done from the foreign ministry in Liberia. Your dad can draw blood. Your VF Global, yeah? Now your own letter. Samba, Jackson, George, Minnesota, CC, Embassy of the Republic of Liberia, Washington, D.C. No, let's go to different team, man.
But seriously, Tommy George.
Yeah.
A growing man and Dr. Piba, a growing man like you're sitting now is talking something that don't make sense.
But we really that thing
what he say it close. What he read, he say it close, it gone home.
So when you can't
talking about biometric.
laboratory.
What in here say it close?
Yeah, man, no more Consular.
Aaron, I'm asking you, what if I go red? It say it close.
What I think. Kev, what I think.
You know what I mean by
let me ask Tommy.
You know what I mean by
what if I go red?
SOELY?
What if I go red? It say close. It say close. It gone for good.
Yes,
Tommy.
Because VH.
I mean, you're not Tommy. You in your head. What you read is in your head. Your own imagination. It's in your head. I'm asking you, Tommy. What if I go red? It's saying the close.
I say yes, it close.
Tommy, I'm asking you. That's why it said.
In the first paragraph, they said the honorary council will cease to exist.
You're lying for going to imagine stuff and you buying that imagination.
But before we go to the lines, let me say this, right? As of today, all those applying for visas in Atlanta and Minnesota, they're asking to go Washington D.C. now for passport and visas now. Okay, but let me say this before we go to the line. The process of appointing a new honorary consul is very long. First, the person has to apply to the Liberian government and be cleared by the relevant security agency in the country. Interpol is involved in this process prior to the appointment by the Liberian government. That person will have to be cleared by the U.S. government before they can start work. It is indeed a long process. The reality is that, as I said, it's
close. The people use the word cease.
So, Aaron, let's go to the lines. Yeah, let's take some calls.
The thing close.
Okay,
close.
To participate on the show, you can call on 077, that's 0777-771-075 or 0555-101075 and be live on the program. Let's take this first person here. Welcome.
Yeah, hello?
Hello, you're live. Go ahead.
My people have been looking for you. I need your help.
Okay, come to the office. Let's take this person here. Welcome. Hello? Wow. Hello?
Hello.
Okay, you're live. Go ahead. You are live. Go ahead. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Hello. Yes, good evening. Welcome.
My name is Khalid Farah and I'm joining for District 12 tonight.
Go ahead, Kuma.
Let me appreciate the Spoon family for the very fascinating discussion tonight. That is why we always follow the Spoon Talk, because it's an informative and very educated program. We know Kev Hassan needs to be very serious in terms of discussing the issues, honestly, because he do not know anything about Liberia and our body politics. It is important that when you're speaking to issue, you should know what you're speaking to, but don't just wake up because you are being gobbled with sentiment and emotions. So you get different because just you want.
What's the issue?
I don't think that's the right way to go. And the issue about our country, it is clear. It is clear that this president has failed our country, and even the foreign minister has failed the Liberian people.
Okay.
But the fact that since he took over the foreign ministry, there is no good bilateral relationship with the country across the globe.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You got 1 minute. Let's hear you. Welcome.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you for the platform. I just got two recommendations for former information minister and Kev Hassan. Kev Hassan is not everybody will say something about the government. It be true. The government was elected by the Liberian people. So everybody will be the government. I think I think when he came down, the president just said it. When everybody before me, at the end of the day, I do go in the country. And so former information minister, the way you're talking now, even opposition will not trust you. When you're there, information minister, at that position, why you never speak on everything and you resign, but you have to put a side before you start talking. Opposition that when I look at you, they take you serious. But the same way, if they give you position, they start talking about them like that. So don't be behaving like that. We all have that brain.
Okay.
So the fact that you're in a position, you resign, people know that only men are serious men.
Thank you very much for your call. Hello, welcome.
Good evening. This is from District.
Go ahead.
Thank you so much. Thanks for the discussion. Honorable Kevin, you know, you left from here 30 years ago, and see you fight for you and brought you in this country. You think you move around even before you have
What?
to think.
What you say? See what brought him here?
The problem is being said. You say to
See, they didn't bring him here. Make that correction.
Anything you want to say. Look, we are in this country. We don't want to finish the page. Today, the attitude of the president is going to be nonsense. Ask my Ellen. Ask the former president. Well, that didn't happen to her. You saw over there, the one that happened to my Ellen, those people who did it were serious-minded people. But the people that did it to your VP today, they are unserious people. So because at that time it was in a funeral, he said those people were serious-minded people. Now it is against you. You need us to understand that these people they are serious people.
Okay.
No problem. We are on serious.
I do have a call.
Thank you very much. Thank
Aaron, I do have a call.
Okay.
The call should go. Okay, go ahead, caller.
Thank you for allowing me and good evening to everyone or good morning from my end. Look, I was just following the show and I just want to make my point as well. I think what is being read from that communication is completely erroneous because the first thing is that when educated people read, information, they read with context.
Who's talking there?
Who's talking?
Some understanding.
Call your name. Call your name.
Oh, sorry. My name is George Widow. I'm calling from Australia. So yes, what's happening? The first paragraph in that communication says it will cease to exist. When they say will, that is a future. It's not now. It's not happening. And then subsequent paragraph will tell you exactly when that will happen. That's not happening. In the last paragraph, they talked about the new agency that will be providing for passport. So passport issuing is different from visa issuance, but I think it's being mixed here, and I think it's because of political reason and people who just feel that they can say anything, and because they think that what they say becomes a gospel, so we should all believe it. I think it's wrong, and I think this is being feeding people with wrong information, and that will bring about some consequences that even the person who is intending to give this information will not be able to fathom. So it's wrong. That communication is clear. If you read in context, it's clear. But I think for political reasons, people are trying to bend it here and there. And I think it is wrong, and we need to say it. Kev, I'm not saying that Kev every 100% is right, but that information contained in that communication is clear. They say it will cease to exist. When they say will, does not mean it now cease. But subsequent information will tell you when that will actually take effect. It is not happening. And they say the services that company that is coming out will be for passports. But people are here talking about visa. They don't get full visa to go back home. It's wrong. And we should stop doing this. Thank you very much for the show. I'll keep listening.
Here I got somebody line. I got Michael Tipperson. Go ahead, Michael.
Hey, Tommy, thank you so much, man. I just want to say you guys are having a great show. It's impressive, but I actually felt impressed to call because I want to make a suggestion. There was this lady who called and she tried to express how she's been searching for Spoon FM and she's suffering. So I noticed that the guy hung her up. I just want to appeal that you have a very big platform and there are thousands of people listening. We all appreciate the fact that Spoon FM has been reaching out to the team, been helping people, but sometimes when they call and people call and they want to appeal for help, sometimes you just give them the chance to express themselves. Somebody from the 4,000 plus people listening.
We got procedure, Michael. I told her to come to the office. People will be here. We don't do that. We don't do that on the radio. It's not proper.
Yeah, I think people take advantage of that a lot too.
Yeah,
That's
not
why.
proper.
Yeah, so I understand you got a procedure. I was just saying that because you got a very huge platform, there are thousands of people watching. Some people are so passionate. People are really suffering in Liberia, trust me. And if she struggled to go through the line, to go through is not easy. Man, I was once a regular caller. I know what it means. So if she struggles, sometimes you just give them a chance to express themselves. And somebody will protect your heart and say, let me reach out to that lady. Okay. But you guys are having a great show, man. Thank you so much, and thank you to the rest of the team.
Thank you, Michael.
I can take calls from here now, right?
Yep, go ahead. How many calls we're doing? We're closing by 6:30, right?
Good evening.
Okay.
Hello.
This is David King, an executive member of the National Response and Defense Team. I do join you from resident this evening. Let me say also to Kev Hassan. You know, former Minister Facon is getting drowned. And even if you send threat to him in the water, he will try to hang on it. Most of the things that happen here, but he did not flag those issues. Until he left, he had been dismissed and he went to America. He lost a family who, and today we understand most of the things that he say on the radio was not meant to help everybody. But it is meant for his own desperation for whatever he had lost. And so he coming back to the government with all of these taking attack. But we are not deterred by what he says because we know the character involving Mr. Facon. So keep doing what you're doing, and history will judge you right. Let Mr. Facon continue to make himself to be the kind of person he is to be, but he cannot hold that job again in this country, not in quarter chief. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very
much. So Minister Facon was in government when they good a VP today. Our in government when they get the latest money.
Yes,
our in government when they close the consulate down there.
Go ahead.
Okay. I just want to advise Honorable Kev. You know, this platform is all over the world. Then he take time and talk to people. He quick to insult. It's not good. I just want to advise him that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's have this person coming through to the line. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Aaron. This is DJ Lomer from Cowell.
Go ahead.
And let me say to Kevin, he said, when the grandpa got a parable, say, when your foot not in the shoe, you will not know whether the shoe is small or a big. Kevin, you're talking about running free university. Somebody that doing biology, when you go to the university like bro, you can't know that. During the time we're paying the money, we're not paying that is free. Free, and you're not getting anything. Like, for example, you talk about what? Oh, we're paying free what fee. During the time we're paying what fee, we're not crying. Check down, go to Google it. Go to Google and go check yourself. During 2012, there were more students in school that were paying for what fee, that were paying the tuition. There were more than the stand. They say free. It's free because we have no money. Somebody that was making $125, you call them to $40 and $30. Then you can make more money like when people care. You can all making things out of the Colombia. You don't get the Colombia. So you say now that you're talking about the bourgeois terror. Anyone who on our campus. Many leaders have been on our campus. But at the end of the day, so should we say that CDC they want to pay the children at that time any time for them to do early?
Mm-hmm.
You have to change that way. Your behavior is not helping President Buya. And President Buya will not be re-elected for you to get free money from the country again. Thank you.
I got money. Go ahead.
Okay, just hold on. Call on the line from here. Just hold on.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Are you talking to me now from Minnesota?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Good evening, good afternoon. This is Samson Williams from the state of Minnesota, Brooklyn Center precisely, and my office is within the LaGrange Consulate. If you have followed me, I covered I led the protest with the consulate issue, and I did a couple of interviews with focus on Liberia. And I was one of those on the committee that drafted the letter that went out to the president.
Go to the point, brother. Go to the point.
Yeah, the consulate being closed is not in the interest of Liberians in the diaspora, especially those of us that are in the Midwest. We as advocates try to make this emphatically clear to the government. We are not against, or we do not oppose or stand against the government's decision to want to establish a full consulate. However, it is often said in Liberia that before you plant a new mat, you want to sit on the old mat. if you are going to establish a full consulate, which we are not against, I think it's to the advantage of the people in the Midwest. But it is also good enough that the government of Liberia will establish a process that is transparent enough and also create a transitional team that will, lead this process. So in the absence of this, there is not a proper communication. Our issue here is, what is the problem with this consulate? Now, when a thing is working well, why do we always want to change it? Why is that a problem? When a system is working well, we come and fight against it. I want to be very clear. This issue, it seems to be very political, other than, in the interest of the people, because it's not. I will give you a typical example. Just today, Wednesday, in my presence, right? I do not work for the consulate. My office is within the consulate. I run a private business in there, okay, that provide immigration services to our community. But you come to think of it, even with the letter from the president saying 30 days, you will see that today there was only one book left, and there were only 13 visas in there, but you had about 20 to 30 people sitting in there waiting for visas, some of them from North Dakota, South Dakota, and so forth, that were waiting there, that are driven from so long, 4 hours. Okay, so it means that the whole idea of wanting to close down the consulate to establish a full consulate is untimely, and it is causing a serious chaos. Let me say one more thing. The issue of the foreign minister coming up to say that, well, it is because we want to create more passport centers and give this to VFS Global and what have you. We're not against who the government and what contracts to, but we got to be able to establish that those people are in our interests. And the establishment of the consulate here in Minnesota did not just happen because the government of Liberia, during the then Ellen Johnson Sirleaf time, just came up to establish a consulate. It was advocated for. And all we are asking is, we want to sit down with the government. I'm glad that this Saturday they will have their representatives here. We just want to tell them that this thing is working well. It's in the interest of the people. Whatever politics is, we do not care about the politics, but we think it's only fair enough to allow this thing to continue to run until the establishment of a full consulate. And that is what we are advocating. We are going to be there on Saturday. I've started talking to people. We are preparing flyers and T-shirts and whatsoever. We will be there in a number, to tell the government of Liberia that we want this and we need no interference at this time while you are working on the establishment of a full consulate. We're not against that. But please create a process transparently.
Thank you.
So you heard what he said? People were there today for visa, right?
Yeah.
And they were issuing a visa. So what are you talking about closing?
You forgot to get 30 days. You forgot to comment get 30 days.
Let me clarify. What you said. Yeah, clarify.
So when I say people were there today, now there were 5 books according to my interview with Mr. Jackson George. If you go on Focus Liberia, I asked Associate to invite Mr. Jackson George, the honorary counsel, on that show. Mr. Jackson George made us to understand that the U.S. Embassy had issued 5 books. Now, 5 books cannot serve the people on a Wednesday. But today, the last book out of that 5 was being used, and it got a... So that tells you that the people are in need, but we cannot provide. Now, the letter that came from the government stated that the consulate remains open for the next 3 months while we go through, this whole negotiation and understanding and discussing, what the plan is for a full consulate establishment. But then
3 months for 10 over to full consulates. Thank you. 3 months. People come here and just want to play politics with it.
Provide them with the resources to keep running for 3 months. So it is our expectation that you will provide them with the resources for 3 months until the negotiation, for which you are sending your people here on Saturday, is concluded. Then something has been established before you start supplying it. In my presence, Mr. Jackson George, I went to his office. I'm an advocate. I am curious. I'm behind this thing because I know how many Liberians are going to... We're talking about 250,000 or over Liberians that are going to get affected.
So excuse me, let me ask a question. So let me ask a question now. Excuse me, let me ask a question. So during the 3 months, on a review, will you guys still be, will the council still be providing visas and passports?
That is the agreement. Yes,
Okay.
that is the agreement. The consulate is still supposed to be operating with the machine that was supposed to have been sent over to VFS Global to remaining at the consulate. So that means full operations is maintained until after the 3 months, but you are not supplying them with visas. So that's a contradiction.
So you see, when folks come and say the place is closed, the pack the things are gone, ready, seize, do this, do that, it opened.
Okay.
But Captain, we're on the program here.
That 3 months is there.
It was on this
Wait,
program that the government gave 3 months.
He say something. He say something. Go ahead. Just conclude.
On this program,
Hold on. Conclude.
If I may, Mr. Fagon, if I may, here is the thing, right? You say, hey, Samson Williams, you continue to run Williams Proceed Legal Assistance Services here in Minnesota. However, nobody's going to walk through the door and come and ask for immigration services at your office. So even though the doors are open, but I'm not able to render the service that I'm supposed to be I'm able to render the people. So what does that mean? What is that? So you're telling me you just be here for formality because you're arguing with us that the place remain open. So in other words, let's put it in our Liberian term. And you want me to office, my friend? Keep sitting in your office. But we will not give you what the people coming to you for. So my people, let's think about it this way.
That one subject to discussion now.
You change you laughing? That's funny.
You're getting discussed. But Fagon just lie to the people and say the place was closed.
It was all this
Fagon just lie to the people. So tell me, you heard it for yourself. It's not closed. It's open.
It was all this
So you see, I wish
Fagon,
you should apologize to the people, man.
Apologize to who?
You can't do that to the people,
was
man.
That two Stanton with us?
Yourself. Don't do that, man.
Was it not on this program that the advocacy took place for the government to give 3 months?
So tell me, Dr. People, I don't go your answer now.
Answer the question.
It open. That the government, people coming there, the government bringing people.
Well, I thought they said that the government said they were giving a 3-month extension. So
Yes,
why did you say it was closed?
Exactly. Why you say we're closed?
No question.
Government.
How can you give extension if you did not
close the answer that. Why you say we're closed? Why there was
because
a
the government came back and gave, and you ask question. Don't get in your feelings. The only way you can give an extension or an extended period is after you close a place. And it was on this platform.
Allah.
Talk. Get your friendship.
Get him, man. Tony, that's 2 hours closing, man.
Protect me.
Closing, man. 6:30, guys. So let's do our closing. We start with.
Let me do mine because I gotta pack up and leave from work. But let me say here, man, it was a good show, and that today, let me say that I wasn't here for the initial discussion at the University of Liberia, but my put on that, I think for me it was very disrespectful of the student to have treated the vice president the way they treated the vice president. No matter what, she is the second in command in the country, and the student, we know they have their own issue. They have problems. There are some needs that the government have not addressed. I hear that. But you're going to drive, even people who want to come up there and help you're going to drive them away with the continuous violence and, attack on government officials. We got to respect our leaders, no matter how we disagree. The issue of bullying, attacking, and throwing stones, those things have to stop. You cannot actually get your grievances across when you continuously attack government officials. We must respect our leaders. Everyone should respect their leaders. Even the students, the citizens must respect those who have been elected to rule. I mean, you may not agree with me. You can start cussing me if you want. But I think the behavior of the day was very, 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 very unacceptable. And I don't think they need to do that. Give your leader a chance to come and talk to you. But every time you have somebody, it's because you did it to Elling, so everybody that come. You may do it to the wrong leader one day, and it may not be good. The last time we had an issue with a strike, a student was protesting. We have two sides attacking each other. What happened? Somebody got brutally wounded. I think this act of violence must stop. I must say that. I don't support that. I think it must stop. Thank you for the show, Germany, and that's all I got to say. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll leave you guys. Have a good. I'm driving home, so I'll see you guys. Bye bye.
Just be safe, buddy. Kev, let's go. Then Pagon, then we'll close it out.
You know, you see, you don't have to be people because you feel that something went wrong with you in the government. And then you will come and say, because I'm not working, I will destroy this government. I will send in the kitchen sink of lies, and then the people will take it. Because they feel that our people are gullible. But I'm telling you, our people are smart. The Liberian voters are smart. They're not going to take it. You can't come here and say the place closed. Then when people come say open, you say we're closed before it open. So you come with that again, I was for and I'm against. Those kind of mentality, this kind of politics, Dr. Peabody, Tomlin George, I think it's not good. Because people out there, like they call us them that call and saying you were there. You defended some of these things you're talking against. Why now? Because you're not there against, so I will come and say, oh, you this, you that, you this. I disagree with the former Deputy Minister for Information under Madam Ellen. I disagree with him. But you know what? He on our show, he's still, and he's a supporter of the ANC against the Unity Party, but he still believes in what he defended under the Unity Party. That's what we call a man. He still, even though he's supporting another political party, but he's still. Mike Pence disagree with Donald Trump today, but he's still defending the policy. That's what we call a man. But why will you come and go against the policy that you defended with everything? Then you come back and say, even though Tomlin George was a good guy, well, because I'm not friends with Tomlin George again, Tomlin George, you're a bad man. Political hypocrisy in the highest level. And the Liberian people are smart. You cannot defend an issue. Then you come and say it wrong. Look at the former, and I'll repeat again, the former, I don't agree with him. And the Unity Party, he was there, but he still defend the policy that he represented at that time, even though he don't support the Unity Party. And I bring it again. I'll repeat. Some people will say, Kev, why you always repeat? Because sometimes some people somewhere in here a group. So you want to say it again. Mike Pence, Vice President, he no longer a Trump supporter, but he defending the policy under Trump. You defend the policy under this government, then you can't rise again and say no. You defended things that people lie. The first question you say, Kev, 16 billion is almost 100 million. So you tell me the government that kind of power and take $100 million and pull it in a packet and go? That's Fagon said that. He said those opposition, something wrong with them. Guess what? This Fagon. He said the mop-up exercise He said, read what international observers the close report 7.2.3 want to talk about it, about the mop-up exercise. It's there. The same Fagon told me the summit were responsible for liquid cash or the central bank. He made that case, but he can't write and say the government corruption 25 million. After you defended it, and it's there on the close report 7.2, 7.3.2. It's there. The finding is there. Then you turn around, you tell me, you say summit to a ticket. After the report shows that Summit 12 is not responsible for liquid cash. It was the central bank. Then you can't write and say Summit 12 again. We can't do that to the Liberian people. You say, oh my man, Kev, how can the government just say $100 million US dollar and put it in the pocket? Without the international community will not hold them. The same Eugene Fagon. Remember, guys, Eugene Fagon was brought back in the government on the day of June 7. On the day of June 7, he fired at the protester. He fired at the protester with everything. But he turned around and come again and say something different. We can't do that. So I told him before, I say you become weaker when you go against yourself. You sound weaker when you go against yourself. And I pray God that Fagon regain himself and continue to speak the truth like he did when he was in the government. He was speaking the truth when he was in the government. But when you go against your own truth, I pray that my brother will see the light. I pray so he can see the light again. It's never too late to seek a new world. Thank you.
Fagon.
Oh. Man, I wonder I would talk that long. I think I would just make my own short. One time an old man called me, my fellow Liberians. He said, Fagon, you know the problem you had in the CDC? I said, no. He said, you were too honest. Oil and water don't mix. But the vast majority of the people that you were dealing with, not the ordinary people, they were too dull. Many of them didn't go to school. So they always saw you as a threat. I will never forget that. And I think being out of government now make me realize that. Let me talk to the first quarter who somebody said, I mean, ready to give it to Fagon Jenna. Fagon been out of the government for 1 year, 6, 7 months now. You said the thing that happened to the VP today, when we're in government, we aren't talking that. We aren't talking about it. The thing that happened today, I was supposed to talk about it when we were in government a year and a half ago. And in America, latest doing a thing, you say I'm supposed to talk about latest thing. I read it in America, you had a letter here, January 13, you supposed, if I go in the comment, why you talk like this? The thing that are happening that I'm talking about right now, you leave it, you say, why are talking like this? But if you equate it to when I was in government, I was the one that told the president that if you continue like this, if anybody tell you, say, you will win the next election, tell them the damn lie. Front page Africa get our newspaper. Oh, the CDC people say fire him. President went on a tour, came back. He saw his own day. We went to the special elections. CDC lost because of the same kind of stupidity. Arguing when you're looking at the facts. We went to the by-election, they made B more. How they brought all the crowd in. They put in their money. They lost. We went to the midterm election. CDC could not even put 5 candidates in the race. Whole midterm election, they made big muff, like how you see Kev sitting here, making big muff. They flog us in the midterm election. They come back again with a kind of dull mentality. Very dull mentality. Why do I say so? If you didn't close the consulate, everything was running. Why did you extend it to 3 months? Kev, I'm going to print my transcript up and give you a copy. I did a course in college called Critical Thinking. Professor Jim Tutton taught me critical thinking. And critical thinking has to do with something, the acronyms ICEM. I stands for investigate. C stands for check the facts and test the opinions. E stands for evaluate. M stands for make judgment. Why did you extend the consulate and its operation to 3 months if you did not close it? Why you need extension for? But when you're dealing with dull people, they will come and say, oh, you lie, you said the place was closed. We sat on this platform. We advocated. And that's why the government came up and extended it to the next 3 months. So me and you, who lie? Me and you who lie to the people. Let's go to the other guy who said, will is a future term. That's another sedition, again, that is so dull. Here is why I say so. I wish James Goodey could put the first paragraph up. It says, I present my compliment and as discussed in meetings with you, meaning it was previously discussed. I have been directed by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador D. Maxwell Sakimia Sr. Through this communication, and I want you to listen to this, to formally inform you that the President of Liberia has approved, meaning that something that will approve, new regulations. That dull man that called from Australia, I want him to understand this English, that the President has approved new regulation governing the appointment of honorary counsel. That means the regulation that was discussed, the President approved it. It finished. It was approved. Next sentence said that. The next sentence said, under the new regulation, all honorary counsel will cease to function. You're called a dull man from Australia. All honorary counsel will cease to function. That's a complete authoritative order right there. I said, Tomali, you will cease to function, meaning you will not function again. It's a command sentence. You will cease to function. They're not future tense. The word cease means what? Stop. So you will stop functioning. You come from Australia, you come to a platform here, you insult people because you didn't go to good school. You didn't go to good school, so you can't teach, and you don't know how to teach. What does the word cease means? If I say you will cease speaking to Kev, it means you will stop speaking to Kev. It's authoritative, it's commanding. And he said it there clear that you will cease to function. Then it tells you that you have to reapply. Why do you have to reapply if they didn't take you out? Me, if nobody knows, I have always known my problem in the CDC. I know my problem in the CDC. I was dealing with a bunch of dull people most of the time. So I was always in trouble. because you're trying to explain a simple thing like this. You tell the other men, say, we advocated, the government extended the thing to 3 months. He make power with you. He don't know what it means to extend time. So he make power with you. If you didn't close it, why are you extending it? If you did not close it, why are you extending it to 3 months? If I tell you you will cease to function, cease means stop. Cease means stop. You will stop functioning. That was my problem in the CDC. The dull people. So let me say this. The CDC was never a bad party. I repeat, the CDC was never a bad party. It was a group of people who thought we had 18 continents, who some of them lacked even English speaking skills, who will read a document like this and it tells you that the vetting and approval will be done in Monrovia. They still argue that everything will be done here, even though they're reading it in black and white. That has, look, everybody is still leaving the CDC. It's because they are more or less feeling that they can't fit. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And that is why the CDC is losing today, because they are lacking knowledge. The Bible said the lack of knowledge will cause my people to perish. Common thing like putting people together, they ain't able. Even to negotiate, they can't make it because they lack knowledge. And when you go among them, Tomali, remember what I told you today. And the show, we're not talking here. But when you sit among them and you tell them this thing wrong, they may say reactionary. Your point is that they may say reactionary. They call you reactionary. Now they're telling me that the policy are defended. Today, the thing that happened to the vice president, was I in government? The thing that happened in Legis, was I in government? The thing that happened with their Consular section, was I in government? When the day Western Cluster news broke, was I in government? But the seditions then so dull that they cannot see, not all the seditions, the majority of them, and the ones that are smart are using, and I'm closing on this note, they are using the dull ones to talk Tabata. To talk Tabata. You come here, you sit down, rest is $25 now. Gasoline $5.20. The people came from making $2.20 to now they're making $45. I don't even want to tell you about the $15 million mop-up exercise and what the report said about it. You don't know about the Kroll report, and you don't know about the FIU report. You don't know what they call FIU said. You who say now opposite me. And you don't know who are the head of the FIU when the $16 billion saga happened. Say he left the country, he run away. He better say now in America. I don't want to give you that other breaking news. Go carry it. Because you don't know. You don't know. But when they call you on the phone, you talk Tabata, or the other person call, they talk Tabata. They think in black and white. I just read it for everybody to understand. When they say you will cease to exist, it means you will stop existing. It's an authoritative commanding sentence. And so, Tomali, tonight was a beautiful show. Thank you for moderating. We will have a lot of beautiful shows. And if anybody asks you about the Great Alliance from the Senator's Playbook, tell them say it was Fagon who brought about the political cartel. Now he's talking about the Southeastern Company, and he has introduced the Great Alliance from the Senator's Playbook. I respectfully submit.
Quickly, let me just go quickly to end. While we're on the show, the U.S. government through Secretary of State Anthony Blinken just announced visa restrictions on specific individuals for undermining democratic process in Nigeria. And they said the visa restriction announced today are specific to certain individuals that are not directed at the Nigerian people or the government. The decision to impose visa restriction reflects the commitment of the U.S. government to support Nigeria's aspiration to combat corruption and strengthen democracy and the rule of law. So the U.S. government is taking elections in Africa serious. Anybody who attempt to undermine our democratic process in the elections in our countries, U.S. government is telling them they will restrict you with visa restriction and sanctions. So they just issue people in Nigeria giving warning. Those who try to undermine Nigeria elections, which is next month, U.S. government will be involved in the election. I'm sure during the African summit there, President Biden met with all the African leaders to have an election, including Liberia. So that means they're going to support our process. They are keeping an eye on our election. So any attempt to undermine our democratic process through corruption, they're going to meet the full way of the U.S. government. They just did it in Nigeria, issued a warning in Nigeria for next week elections. And tomorrow, as a program note, we have the Nima County Senator, Jeremiah Kong. He'll be our guest tomorrow. He'll be here. Senator Kong has been in the news. We've been hearing news of he's a new political leader of the MDR, the party of former of Senator Prince Johnson. And also everybody been in the news for vice presidential picks for the candidates. Like we're hearing 1 minute, we're hearing for Boyka, for Cummings, and then we're hearing he's running for president too. So tomorrow we have the opportunity to engage Senator Kuhn and ask him all the questions. And we got to know Senator Kuhn tomorrow. This man has a very great history. We'll hear from him tomorrow. He'll tell us about himself tomorrow. And we look forward to having an interesting program with him tomorrow. Today's program was good. And I would say that the issue with the vice president today on the University of Liberia campus, she went there for a major purpose to go and launch a program that will benefit Liberia students in fishery. And I honestly, you can disagree with her for anything else, but to start to link up to the war and say she gave orders she was giving her husband order to end the war, I don't think it's fair. And you can engage her for the issue of the government of the country. That's a fair argument, a fair discussion. But to link up to say she was giving orders to her husband to execute the war, I don't think it's fair. But again, that's the country we have. University Liberia students, they are always engaging on this side, but then the issue about the consulate, I just want to say, it's a process, and to establish a full consulate in Minnesota is a good thing, but the Liberian government has to follow a process. The State Department has set up. The best the government can do is to rush the process. Is not to rush the process. It should allow the consulate to continue to function while it makes efforts to meet the conditions demanded by the United States government. So hope our government can work with the State Department and follow through that process so that we can have our consulate and can serve our people. Again, the issue about election process in the country, we are going to elections and negotiations taking place on all sides. The ruling party is negotiating, trying to put a coalition together. The Unity Party, the ANC, the rest of the parties are all in negotiation from different angles. So, as I said earlier, before, we look forward to the vice presidential pick. We want to see who Burger will take, or who Cummings will take, or Tawan Gonglo, and you name it. All those are running. And Clarence Moneyman, I saw a video of the young man. The man he'll be coming out our show soon. And we'll see what he got to offer the people of Liberia too. When he I see young people are running behind him, but it's all politics, we know. But let's see what happens in the coming months. And the issue about I think we cover all that. Okay, yes, we cover all that. And then I want to say that the CEO extended his greetings to you guys. His birthday yesterday, and still having a nice time together. We want to wish them well, and we'll keep on to hold the third until he returns. And I want to take our viewers, thanks for watching. And just lastly, I know you'll say I like too much death, but I got to talk it, man. People die. But happy anniversary to my sister Ophelia in Houston, Texas. Today, our 22nd wedding anniversary. So she and her husband, Obadiah. Happy wedding anniversary, Ophelia, Fifi. So you know, Obi. Happy wedding anniversary. And today we lost one of our Bro Island pillars. We lost him today. Buffett Khan, he died today. And we want to send our condolences to his family. And wishing them God's strength and God's guidance during the process. And as I said earlier, today also the birthday of one of our regular, she's been calling me all night. She don't forget about it. one of our regular follower, Diamond Washington. Happy birthday, Diamond. Wish you God's blessing. Enjoy your little day and stay well and be blessed. And also this weekend we'll be in North Carolina for my childhood friends Ahmed Kurman's father's funeral. Jerome Musa Kurman Sr. will be buried this weekend at the St. Paul's Episcopal Church in Cary, North Carolina. Will be there. My friend Brick Thompson, Prince Brick Thompson, and Charles Myers will be going together and meet old friends, but on a very solemn occasion. And just lastly, also one of our pillars in Rhode Island, Jacob G. Myers, the funeral will be on the 4th of February at the Holy Name Church in Rhode Island. Our condolences to the families too. Again, thanks for watching, and join us tomorrow as we host one of the most popular senators right now, the guy whose name is ringing all the political discussion, the senator from Nima County, Jeremiah Bancon. Tomorrow he'll be our guest. And James Goodday, thanks for holding up. And also Aaron, want to say thanks to you guys and look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow. God bless. Kev, Eugene, thanks a lot, guys.
Good to have you. Jeremiah Kuhn will be here tomorrow.
Okay, folks. So thank you for following the program. As usual, we'll be back here tomorrow with another edition of the program. Like you listen to the panelist and the moderator for tonight's edition of the program, Tommy George, saying that Representative Jeremiah Kuhn will be our guest tomorrow on the program. For on behalf of the entire team, my colleague James Goodyear Flomo on the other side, we'd like to say thanks to all of you for viewing and bye-bye. Have yourself a blessed night for mine.